to another watch-along that we do. Yes, we love a watch-along. It's Chelsea versus Manchester City today, followed by the Premier League review show, of course. I'm Gav Mack, that's Ed Hall, that's Stephen Cotton. You two didn't send me a message, boys. Like I didn't get the maroon memo.
Oh, I'm sorry about that. I'm really sorry.
Oh, is that in the Foot Gav group chat or the top one?
Oh no, it's the tip-top chat that me and you have without Gavin it. So.
Right, gotcha.
Well, the main one.
Yeah.
Add me to it if you can. That'd be lovely. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch at Two Up Top Football on all social media. And did you know if you put Two Up Top into Google, our name comes up first? Yes, it does. Wonderful stuff. Now, got loads to cover before this game starts, so we'll go early doors with the team lineups, and it looks like both teams will be looking at a 4-3-3 formation or a variety of. Chelsea with Mendy in goal. We're in a back four of Chilwell, Silva, Zuma, and Azpilicueta. In the middle of the park, they've got Kante, Kovacic, Mount, and of course they've got Timo Werner through the middle. With Pulisic and Ziyech either side, which is quite nice to see. They've got quite a strong bench as well. Ed and Cotton, I'll go to you, Ed, first. What do you think of that Chelsea lineup before we go into the cities?
Chelsea on paper are absolute beasts, aren't they? I mean, Ziyech and Werner and Pulisic up front. That'd scare any team in the world. It would. On paper, they're fantastic. It's just actually putting it into practice, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely stuff. And Cotton, what do you think of that Chelsea lineup?
I agree with Ed. I'm not really surprised. Well, I am surprised at the omission of maybe Havertz. I know he's not had much game time and whatnot, but I thought this might be the game to kickstart it, sort of thing. I'd be interested to see whether Werner stays straight down the middle today or whether he drifts, because obviously Pulisic likes to be out wide and Ziyech likes to be out wide. So if Werner wants to go join them, there's not really going to be anyone coming through the middle. So it's about as strong as Chelsea get at the minute, really, isn't it? So I'm not really surprised. I'm not really surprised in that selection.
Got a couple of words to say on Havertz, which we'll come on to shortly. The Man City lineup, first of all, though. Zach Steffen starts his first game in the Premier League, the 25-year-old American. He's between the six, as City are missing 5 first-team players. They're gone with the back four of Zinchenko, John Stones, who I've got a word on as well, Diaz and Cancelo. The middle of the park shows Rodri, De Bruyne and Gundogan, and they're starting with Phil Foden, which we love to see. Bernardo Silva and looks like Sterling as a false 9. Cotton, what do you think about that City lineup?
It's a City lineup that they've had to field due to their omissions. I mean, like you just said there, it's nice to see Foden start, and it only took a pandemic to get Phil Foden at some game time in a big game. Phil Foden.
Phil, is that a love child of Gundogan and Foden?
It is, yeah.
Fodogan.
This is like we say it all the time, and this is like City's weakness in that they can field a really good 11, but some of the players on the bench are like suspect. Like, so Sterling's got to play up front now. You've got no one else. You've got no youth products. You've got no one that can play through the middle. No, nothing. I understand that you're missing. Are they missing Jesus and Aguero?
Aguero's on the bench.
Aguero's on the bench,
but he's not fit enough to start at the moment. So,
I mean, but yeah, it is what it is. That lineup is due to whatever reasons. I mean, Mahrez not starting either. I don't know. I'm not entirely sure. I'm not gonna literally say that I don't believe Pep, because I do. But part of me feels like they're getting excuses in, and I don't know how I feel about it.
Let's go to City first of all, actually, and the resurgence of one player in particular is John Stones. Now I've got a couple of bits on John Stones here. He's only made 6 Premier League appearances so far, but that's 5 clean sheets he's kept so far. So, Ed, what do you think about John Stones as a player in general, and do you think he's still got the minerals to do everything that is expected of a top flight, top class centre half?
I like him as a player. I do. I liked him when he was at Everton. The question is the big money move to a modern day powerhouse like City. A manager comes in who's dealt with much bigger players. He might have let a bit of arrogance sit in. He might have rested back on his morals a little bit. But Pep Guardiola, you've even seen him on the touchline go absolutely crazy at this lad. Small things, warming up. But, you know, he's been out of the limelight for a little bit, which a young player can struggle with. And he's just been slowly building himself back up. And hopefully he can go on to be the defender we all expected from him way back when.
I like John Stones. He's a very good ball-playing centre-half. I just think he has too many mistakes in him. But so far this season, he's been looking all right, Cotton.
They are a possession team.
Yeah, I'm like the complete opposite. I don't think it's a case of it's nice to see him doing well sort of thing. It's like, it's City all over. They're having to use him. How much money have they spent on centre-backs again for the last 3, 4, 5 seasons? And it's got to the point where they're having to play John Stones again. If you ask Pep right now if he would choose John Stones if they had a full lineup and no injuries or whatever, do you think he'd start John Stones?
Well, that's what I mean. I think his form's been showing enough promise to say, you know what, you deserve a chance in this starting lineup.
Who else are they going to pick? Who else are they going to pick at centre back if not John Stones and Diaz?
You can have Ake there alongside him. They spent a lot of money on him.
Has Ake played? How many Premier League appearances has Ake got for City?
Well, most of the appearances that he's played has actually played a left back as well, hasn't he? So, yeah.
Honestly, I don't.
From Germany, Jadon Sancho has just scored a fantastic goal against Wolfsburg.
It's about time.
And you can tune in to the Bundesliga show on a Wednesday at 7:00.
That's what chief correspondent in that one.
Thank you very much. We like that a lot. Let's have a look at Kai Havertz, because Kai Havertz hasn't really stood up to the plate. And I just want to show some bits and bobs about what he was doing at Leverkusen last season. So Kai Havertz, he played 30 games in the league last season. He scored 12 goals. He got 6 assists, which averages every 137 minutes, so pretty much a game and a half, a goal or an assist in that time. Yet at Chelsea this season, it's not really kicked on for him. 14 games so far. So obviously he's played half the amount of games as he did at Leverkusen last season, but he's only scored 1 goal. He's only got 2 assists, which averages at 268 minutes per goal or assist, and he hasn't assisted in the Premier League or scored for 9 games. What has gone on with Kai Havertz?
He has to take some responsibility, but I think it's Chelsea's responsibility to play a system that suits him. At Leverkusen, he was the star man. He knew he had to be the one to come up with the magic. He was one the team was built around. But when you're in that Chelsea side, you're just another big player. You're just another superstar. If you're not playing well, we're just going to take you out and stick another superstar in, and you're not going to progress. Chelsea are a club which probably won't give him that time, which is questionable, because then why do they have him?
Cotton, they spent a lot of money on him. Can you imagine if that was someone else?
Yeah, I mean, we had a bit of a chat about it yesterday, and I just think it was. I was really surprised that he made the move to England when he did. I thought another year in the Bundesliga would have really helped him. I don't know whether Chelsea. I don't know if it was one of those moves where we don't want someone else to have him, so we want to pick him up first, or what it was. I don't. But we've had this conversation where you look at Frank Lampard and you look at the way he plays football. He literally loves Mason Mount to the point it's become a bit of a meme. There's no way Frank went, right, we've already signed Ziyech because that's a done deal before I was even in the door. That was done whenever. We've got Mason Mount, we've got Kovacic, we've got Kante. Bring me Kai Havertz. I don't believe that Lampard. Exactly. I don't believe Lampard's the one that's gone out and wanted that deal. I think they've brought him for the future and whatnot, but like Ed just said, especially Chelsea are literally. There's so many examples of if you don't hit the ground running at Chelsea, you're out the door. Like De Bruyne, Salah, exactly. And I think, fair enough, he's had Corona, and apparently it did impact him pretty hard, but he has still had those 14 appearances and whatnot. I do fear from a little bit because football is so fickle at the minute, and if he goes a few more games without goals and assists and stuff, the stats really do start mounting up, looking bad. And we know that football isn't all about stats, and you can't just judge players on goals and assists. But the berating and the knocking of his confidence it will take in 3, 4, 5 more games when he still has 20 appearances, 1 goal, 2 assists, and he starts becoming banter fodder, it can only, do you know what I mean? But where do you go from there? Like his confidence will be low as it is, and that's the last thing you want. And do you know what the weird thing is? It's only been sort of this last week or two where the mainstream press and pundits have started picking up on his lack of anything for Chelsea, really.
Yeah, he's not really contributed in any way. But this is a big game. It's El Clasico, as some fans call it. Manchester City, yes, they've come into money in the last 10 years, the last 12 years, I should say, but they've lost more games against Chelsea than any other opponent in the Premier League era. It's 26 games. In their head-to-head meetings, they've had 148, 59 wins for Chelsea, 50 wins for City, and 39 draws. And their last 6 has been quite even, to be honest. Most recently was post-lockdown when Chelsea beat Man City 2-1. The same score was reversed in November of last year, but we're in 2021 now, so we can't say that anymore. There's not been a draw between these two teams for the last 10 meetings. So are we saying 0-0 today?
Why did you say that? All right, I'm
trying to get the commentator's curse out of the way quickly.
I think it's
Go.
No, I was just about to say I thought there was rumblings that off topic, but there was rumblings that Mendy was going to start, and I've just realised that Zinchenko's starting instead, which is good. Do you know
Mendy is on the bench?
I wouldn't have even started. I wouldn't have even brought him. I wouldn't have even let him travel. Like if Pep is literally going to make that amount of changes and play like that young goalkeeper and stuff, I wouldn't have even brought Mendy just out of principle. And the thing is, it's so stupid, man. That's what literally the 5th or 6th player in the last 2 or 3 days that, like, you are like professional athletes. You are what's most talked about in the UK, like, is footballers and what they're up to. The dirt sheets and the papers and the scum newspapers. Literally, all they want to know is what you're up. They don't care what you're doing on the pitch. They want to know what you're up to, who you're shagging, what laws you're breaking. How can you all be so dumb to be having these parties, letting people take pictures? Like, what did you think was going to happen?
I'm not being funny. If I wanted to have a party, right, not that I'm doing this, but if I wanted to have a party and get all my pals round, the first thing I'll do... Yeah, literally, it's like it's almost like a swingers party, keys in a bowl. Put your phone in there.
Phones in a bucket. But the thing is, and it's so like... What's the word? It's just insulting that they do all this shit, and then they come out, and they'll just give it the there's the team lineups. How come we've got team lineups there?
Oh, let's put them up so everyone can see them again before we kick off.
Yeah, and they'll just come out and say, "Oh well, look, I've made an error of judgment, and I'm really sorry." And that's it. That's all that happens. And it's like some of us haven't seen loved ones over Christmas. We haven't seen family or relatives because we're not allowed to.
For over a year, nearly. Some people. Do you know what I mean?
Well, yeah, I saw my nan at Christmas for the first time in a year, and that's what I mean. And these geezers, and all they have to do is come out and go, "Oh, I'm sorry, it was an error of judgment," and he hasn't even been dropped. And it's just like that. Honestly, it's just so insulting.
It's almost like they've turned around to say, well, you were going to start today, but you're just going to be on the bench now.
What does that matter to him? What does that matter to him? Nothing. It's absolutely mental. It's not even just him either. It was obviously like Lo Celso, Lanzini, a couple of the Spurs players. Andre Gray got caught doing it again over Christmas and New Year, didn't he? It's just
he's done that more than he's had league goals. Yep. In 2020.
Is football important, really? It's about who he's shagging, what crimes he's committing.
Exactly that. But that's the thing. Like, how could you be so dumb? Like, if I was a professional footballer and I was in like the spotlight, yeah, I'd literally have to have like a burner phone. I'd never leave any all of my texts. All of my texts, I'd leave nothing for you to know it was me. I definitely wouldn't be I wouldn't even dare send a picture to anyone. Like, it would literally be until I retired. Then write all the stories.
Stick it in your book.
Yeah, I would literally live like a teenager with really strict parents. Like, I off the computer by 9 o'clock. Like, I wouldn't do anything, man. And these players are just out here wilding.
Right then, everybody, what are your score predictions? Put them in the comments. Ed, I'm coming to you. What's your score prediction?
See, I don't want to say anything good because this is going to end up bad. I think this is going to end 2-2.
Oh, Desmond.
Either has a bottle to go and win it.
3-1 to Chelsea.
3-1 to Chelsea. Well, I'm sorry to shit on everyone's parade, but I honestly think it's going to be 0-0.
Okie dokie. We've already got a prediction there from Sean. Mendy to come on and score a winner in some Timberland boots with some boot-cut denim jeans.
Yeah, you know it. Some proper like 2004, 2003,
Voy jeans with that horrible bleached V on the back of them.
You get from Charlie Brown's in the Grosvenor.
Yeah, Charlie Brown's. Oh.
I used to love that shop as well. It's mad.
Do you remember that? Like, I know we're already going off on a tangent. Do you remember that weird point in time? It was like 2008 or whatever, where it was like the style to wear like a blazer, but it was like all distressed and had like stains on it and like real like beaten up blazers. Like it was.
They were almost like graft, weren't they? Like
yeah.
Graffiti blazers.
It looked like someone had got bleach and like flicked it all over the back of it, and you'd wear it just over a plain white t-shirt with some jeans, and it's like, am I smart? Am I casual? Are we going to the Bradlaugh, or where are we going? Like,
and you can get away.
Like the English version of them, like money jeans, weren't they? The with the M on the back. Voy jeans are that. I mean, I definitely had a pair being a teenager, but
my family couldn't afford them. But then again, I'm not from Malton, so I don't really.
What, Voy jeans? All right, sorry, I'm hardly plotting. Let me just.
They're about 70 quid. They're about 70 quid a pair.
70 quid brand new. That? Right, 70 quid. You can't afford that. I love that. I'm buying jeans. Like Pablo Escobar out here, like.
And I still can't afford them because we haven't hit 1,000 subscribers. So, if everyone can subscribe to the YouTube channel and get the views up, so we can afford to buy Mack a pair of Voy jeans, brand new.
It's your guys' fault we're out here still wearing
Primark. This 3-2 prediction was I just daydreaming.
No, I think we went over it.
No, I didn't put it up.
We've got a 3-2 prediction here, and we've also got a 3-1 from Brett Shields.
Oh, good old Brett. How are you, pal? Good. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching along with us. 3-1 City. I just can't. City haven't been firing, have they? They haven't been scoring many goals this year.
We're all setting ourselves up for some major disappointment when Gav's right.
He said 0-0. So.
We've all gone over 3.5.
I know. Let me just have a quick look at the old.
For the 4-1 super boost on Aguero, De Bruyne, and Sterling to have like a shot on target. Aguero's not even starting. How disappointed do you think they are?
Over 2.5 is 4 to 5. Oh, I've been suspended.
Or betting companies knew Aguero weren't playing. Do you reckon they have people who just know these?
Well, maybe, but the thing about the Aguero one as well is if you better pray that he doesn't come on if you've got that bet on, because if he comes on with 5 minutes left, like your bet counts. If he doesn't come on, it's void. So you'll actually be like, all right.
You're actually out of pocket, ain't you? Sort of thing, like. Yeah. Sad stuff. Sad state of affairs. There's Aguero. I've just seen a picture of Aguero pop up on the old screen. Is he done now?
But this is so frustrating, right? It's going to sound stupid. People understand how aging works, right? So they've known for the last few years that Aguero's been getting on. He's had however many injuries.
Oh, the new goalkeeper.
Oh, my God.
The new goalkeeper.
No. Oh, no.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
wow. Dude, was that a pass? Was it a pass back?
Oh, that's a bit.
But the thing is, though, what the hell does that do?
That's not a pass. Was it expecting that?
Oh, yeah, I'm not. That's harsh, man.
That ball was not meant to be for Stefan. That ball was meant to be for Diaz or Stones.
English officiating. I love it.
Hey,
stuck in Europe, and I won't have otherwise. We are.
Wow.
So he's obviously trying to be. He's staple on the game. This referee, get the ground going.
Well, I can't believe it's been 4 minutes and Manchester United have already been awarded a penalty in the Chelsea Man City game. It's crazy stuff.
Well, this is all Pogba's fault.
Yeah, innit?
I love the old Pogba banter. Leave it out. I don't want Graham Souness to ever stop. It's a joke.
Hold on a minute. It's a pass. No, wait there. It's a pass back and an indirect free kick outside the box. Why is the ball outside the box?
What? Yeah, hold on. Surely it's inside where he picked it up.
Sorry, Ed. I agree with you.
Otherwise, he would have got a yellow card for handballing that.
What? What's just happened?
The box, that's a yellow card.
Why is that free kick outside the box?
Well, this Cotton's had enough for 2021 already, so down.
Seriously, Cotton, we lost you, mate.
Cotton went home.
I was going, mate. I was going.
Yeah.
I'm done.
I'll see you for the show later.
Yeah.
How can he give a back pass indirect free kick outside the box? My brain, man.
Yeah.
Well, this is the Premier League.
This is the Premier League with a FIFA. Hold on a minute. Is that Anthony Taylor in the middle?
The first word is Premier, as in it's like the best. It's the Premier. The Premier League, but it's like it's supposed to be the top of the bet, like the top of the best.
It is Anthony Taylor officiating. I need to tweet Tom Overend to see if he's all right. Because oh my god.
I just don't understand what is unless the Chelsea players have said like they want it to go further back a little bit to get a better angle on it, but you can't just choose where your free kicks. Yeah, you can't just choose.
No. That ball has to be inside the box, or at least on the line, because on the line is inside the box, which is okay.
Surely that just makes it easier for himself. There's no way you can move the ball. If it was like a goalkeeper, even goalkeepers get penalised for where they take a free kick.
But that is arguably one of the worst decisions I've seen, because that's incorrect in law. Most other decisions that you see are subjective. That is law. That's basic laws of the game.
Honestly,
God.
I honestly just don't understand the.
At what point do we say enough is enough? I'm serious. Like, people might think we're being over dramatic, but if you watch Premier League week in, week out for the years we all have, it's so consistent.
That's the thing. Yeah, I know. The thing is, it is only something like really trivial, like a back pass. But like, how can you get it so?
Well, it should have been a back pass anyway, and then he screwed it up by letting him have a free kick outside the box. So it's 2 mistakes he's made inside 4 minutes. Oh god!
Referee tried this game already.
The thing is, it's annoying because I always sit here and back referees, don't I? But like this season, I have just been like.
Yeah, Ed. Do you reckon? Do you reckon I reckon there's going to be another really big call in this game.
Of course there is. You can smell it in the air. When you smell it in the air, it happens. It's the one guarantee in the Premier League. Awful decisions week in, week out. Have you ever gone through a weekend and gone, well, that went pretty smoothly?
No.
Honestly, in competitive sport, people are always going to be upset on either end. But when neutrals go, well, that was a car crash of a decision.
Honestly, the last time I remember, it was when we scored the other week, and there was a foul on Greenwood on the halfway line, and the ref let play on. That's the first time in a long time I've gone, good, well done, good officiating. Well, he's done well to leave that.
Champions League had a bad couple of weeks towards the end, but usually the Champions League's quite consistent. I usually find myself agreeing with a lot of the decisions, and there isn't like 5-minute intervals of VAR. It's honestly just Premier League. I find this frustration.
Chelsea look like they're on the front foot already, though, in the first 10 minutes.
Well, what did we say what game did we watch? The Celtic game?
Oh,
yeah. That was on the front foot to begin with, and that didn't end well for him.
It's not a good weekend for referees. It's not been a good season for referees. So Dion's just said about the penalty in the Spurs game, and now this. I've still got beef with this penalty in the Man United game, but the penalty in the Spurs game supersedes what happened at Old Trafford by a country mile.
Like I said to you though, the penalty in the United game, right? When you just take it completely out of context and you just zoom in, and it's like, has he clipped him? Blah blah. When you watch the whole thing in motion, and when the ball comes across the Pogba, he like steps across in front of him, like trying to as a whole movement, you can see that the player has tried to make contact. If you just zoom in and go, he's clipped his own feet, it's like, yeah, okay, but it's not. That's not the whole phase of play, is it? Like, it's not how it works. But the Spurs one, like they're that far outside the box that Alioski makes the foul and then lands on his feet, and his feet are still outside the box. Unless he stretch arms from Inspector Gadget and he's leaning his foot out 2 meters to clip him in the box, then dragging his feet back, like
Yeah, but once again, with that, it's not like his feet are outside the box. His whole body's outside the box and not even on the line. So if it's on the line, it's okay. You can say like, well, you know, whether it's harsh or not, it's a fine line. But if you are on the line, it is a penalty. You are inside the box, but this is outside the damn box.
Alex,
tell me.
How would you know?
Oi, leave him alone.
Please tell me you saw.
I don't know anymore either. Leave us alone.
At least we've known a few times in the last 5 or 6 years. Please tell me you saw Richard Keys and Andy Gray literally have a meltdown and a cry. They did like a 2-minute segment on Bein Sport about how many penalties Man United have been awarded and why have they been awarded so many.
They're very bitter, they, just in general.
And it's literally like, oh my God, we are living rent free again. Like, we are back. Like, this is absolutely insane. Like, we don't even have the most penalties in the Premier League, for God's sake, and people are crying. Like, Leicester have had more penalties.
I was telling him to get. Sorry, I wasn't looking
at the penalties.
I just saw the man go down. I just saw the man go down.
I'd look back at that. Hashtag rattled. Who's rattled, Alex? Like, what? Didn't you get knocked out of the Europa League to Olympiacos last year?
Oi, I'm here as well, mate. All right, calm down here.
Rattled.
Christ. I'm here as well.
That's a foul.
It's played on. I'm quite happy he didn't go down to that, though. You've seen it, Jim.
Huh?
We're back underway.
That is a foul, and that is on the line, which should be a penalty.
I don't know if that's... No, I thought that one was a little bit outside the box, but it's definitely a foul, isn't it? Cotton biting as per. Alex, why don't you actually come on and do a show for once in a year and actually bite with us? Like,
that's a very good bite there, Cotton.
No, yeah. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Oh my God.
Tell me I'm wrong.
Friggin' starving.
Yeah, innit?
I actually am. Like, Claire's in the other room, like smashing down chicken and whatever. I don't even like chicken that much, but this chicken looks good. It's got like garlic and stuff.
Spotted. You know that meme when someone's like,
"Where's Corey Davis?"
I tell you what, I need to see into Wednesday because I've got an ongoing acca. It's smashing out. I'm loving life.
Is this the season where Pep finally has enough?
Do you think he's bought?
I thought he
signed a new contract, hasn't he?
Yeah, what does that mean?
Is he looking for a payout if they sack
a bigger payout? Yeah, exactly. And like the City board care about giving him an extra couple of mil for a payout. Like,
to be fair, though,
they're tight at the moment, aren't they? They haven't got a lot of money.
That's what makes him a great manager. I think in Village, he said, like, for example, him and Klopp, they're borderline insane. That's why they're such good managers, because they're just obsessed with winning. It's all they think about.
But what I'd say, yeah, and I've always thought this. So when he took the Barca job, Barca were freaks anyway, right? Had a ridiculous team. You had Messi, Xavi, and Iniesta, and then like all the other like world class players they brought in. Then he went to Bayern, and had the best team in the league by far. Had the best players in the league by far. When he arrived at City, they probably had the best squad in the league, right? Now there's other teams like Liverpool are the best team in the league and have the best squad. It's just like now Pep isn't just automatically the best team. It's just kind of like, not that he's throwing the towel in, but he's kind of like, Like he just
That's a foul, man.
I don't think he likes it.
I think people have criticised him for that, and this contract extension, as well as probably being a payout, is his statement of saying, "No, I'm here to stay. I want to take the title back," because he does need to prove to
always going to think of this one.
And I think he's aware of that. I think he's planning on staying at City for the long run. But Man City probably won't give him the long run if he doesn't win.
He does like getting his excuses in earlier. That's why I was saying that this, like him having to play depleted squads, yeah, like I don't know whether he's. Because now, if City don't win the league, he can point at the festive period where he had X amount of games and him being like, well, I didn't have this amount of players and I couldn't field what I wanted to.
You don't see that often. 33% possession, sorry.
And if you think how much City have spent and how much Pep spent, it's crazy, man. But I think he'll go. I couldn't field what I wanted to.
Is that a De Bruyne goal? No, it's not. That's a fucking cracking save, unless he was offside.
You expect De Bruyne to do better there.
Let's have a look. Was he onside? Is this going for a corner, or is this just no? He's
I'll let you know.
onside.
I think it's gone straight up for a goal kick.
Oh, it's not. It's not, is it?
No, that's gone straight for a goal kick.
That has, hasn't it? Ouch.
Snaps at that, didn't they? So that wouldn't even be your top target if you put your bet in.
If that's on De Bruyne's, if that's on De Bruyne's left foot, that goes straight in.
Or at least makes the keeper work. It's about time I put the commentary on.
It's poor.
And I've turned it straight off.
I did that in the build-up.
Yeah, I
Did
mean,
Leicester Newcastle finish 2-1?
I like Gary.
Yeah, finished 2-1.
So much I could hear him talk about Man City and Chelsea, two teams he definitely hates.
Did anyone see the Andy Carroll goal?
No, I didn't.
Nice finish.
Oof. That's his first goal for Newcastle in 10 years.
Oh, I hate stats like that.
Hold on. You didn't let me finish. Because I was going to say it's about the same record Joelinton has at Newcastle.
To be fair. Hope you're watching Glenn McAndrew.
I love all them memes where it's like, honestly, we need to get rid of this lad.
Because someone did that about Walcott. Walcott hasn't scored for 16 years.
Disgrace.
Get rid of him. He's terrible. All right. Yeah. He's not been there since he was 10 years old. So put me bets on.
Cancelo, what are you doing?
In the background, just put me bets on.
I'm not yawning because the football's awful. Oh, is it going to be again? Is it going to happen again?
What, a 0-0?
It's happened again.
I'm assuming by Alex's status, Alex's post, that there's a goal there.
Well, Alex, you know we're a couple of seconds behind, and we need to make sure that we're there for our friends around the world.
With that.
Good goal. Gundogan, what a goal.
Let's have a look at this, because I'm 10 seconds behind you lot as well.
You're 10 seconds behind us, so you're 20 seconds behind Alex.
Good tidy finish that, though, isn't it?
Honestly, I get ruled out of the event.
My 3-1's still on. My 3-1's still on.
Well, I mean, 0-0's done.
That came out of nowhere.
Oh, hello. I messed that one.
Oh, what a touch, man.
I stuck an acca on. I had Dortmund win, they won. Inter 1-6-2. Leicester 1-2-1. And I had Man City to beat Chelsea. I put a fiver on. It's currently on £19. Payout's 33.
Do you know what I love to see there as well? Thiago
Silva. Take it out at 25.
All right.
Love to see Thiago Silva too slow and flailing, and I love to see Mendy not making a save because I thought he only got clean sheets.
Oh God! And it like Mr. the big I am. He kept like 6 clean sheets in 7 games.
I thought he was the Ballon d'Or for goalkeepers.
Golden glove.
Trophy. They've renamed the Ballon d'Or.
Oh, I've lost me.
No, I do quite like Mendy though.
There's my sheet. Got my sheet for my umlauts, so I'm just finding that. There we are.
Right, thank you, Jamie. Literally, I had this conversation the other day. Imagine if Kepa makes that attempt at a save. Mendy's impact has been grossly overinflated. It was more just a case of anyone but Kepa. Said that the other day. They literally brought a goalkeeper that could catch crosses and make saves. Like what was Kepa's save percentage?
Isn't that what a goalkeeper does?
Exactly. What was Kepa's save percentage at the end of his time starting? He was literally like every other shot at him was a goal. That's how bad Kepa was. Anyone is going to be an improvement.
Look, I think you're half right. I'll be honest with you, but I have watched a lot of these Chelsea games, and you know Chelsea have dominated a lot of the ball, and it comes down to their 1 or 2 chances. And Mendy saved him and kept him in the game, even in the last minute of the game sometimes. And you say that's an easy thing to do, and any goalkeeper could have done that. It's actually not. It's what separates Ederson from Alisson.
They should be doing it. They should be doing it. If you look, everyone was busting nuts over Chelsea's 5 clean sheets in a row, mate. They were playing like Genk and West Brom and stuff like it.
Everyone playing West Brom, bruv. Like
Foden.
Foden scores.
Oh my lord. Chelsea getting booked.
Oh, Philip.
Look, the reason I want to go back to something you said just before. That's a great goal. You
That's
said
a lovely
about,
finish.
Chelsea now said Havertz is getting criticism. That's because Chelsea are now the media failures. Arsenal have been that for the last few weeks. Arsenal are back on form. Chelsea are now en route to looking free on the bounce. So now the media's turned on them. And it's going to be the same if this carries on.
Yeah, but literally Mendy shouldn't be beaten there at all.
That's dreadful. You are right. That is dreadful. Come on, Mendy, just backed you.
Oh, did you put it on 365, Ed?
No, I put it on Sky Bet.
No, he was backing Mendy as a good. Like, he's a good
no,
keeper.
No, but if it was on 365, you would have been paid out by now. You'd be able to use. Oh my god.
No, I've got money on Bayern Munich versus Mainz as well.
Oh, Mark, that's going to be like 74-0 to Bayern. Like Mainz are terrible.
Oh, thanks you for my Bundesliga correspondent. I feel more confident now.
That's all right. Back to you in the studio.
Yeah, back to you. Hey, Alex, I agree with you, man. I've been saying City are benefiting from the fact that everyone's kind of getting gassed off all these new title contenders because City are just kind of like keeping their head under the radar, and that's going to benefit them perfectly. It will.
Yeah,
like,
but then,
every time someone says someone's a title contender, they flop. Tottenham flopped. Chelsea flopped. Man United
Southampton.
Well. But you never know what's around
Everton.
Everton. No, but that's what happens. You're not a title contender. You're not anymore. It's crazy.
If City do have to play the next 3 or 4 games with a depleted squad, anything could happen, though.
This is a statement, though, isn't it? It's like we've got a depleted
in that squad, and Man City have dominated it for years. I mean, Liverpool have only won it the one time, but there was challenging with them, and then Chelsea were the last team out of them 2 clubs to win it, and that was
Chelsea looked rocked, man.
This also takes away like what Arsenal did to them now.
The wind has just gone out the sails, man.
Oh, even that. Like, it's just like how's he been allowed all that time and space for Bernardo? Like, just to he's not even putting any pace on. He hasn't put the burners on. He's just chilling. Oh my god, that clearance from Mendy.
So if Chelsea lose this game, are they 6 points ahead of Arsenal?
3 points.
3 points.
Yeah.
And that just
Arsenal's worst season of all time.
It's like a seesaw, isn't it? It is up and down, up and down. Chelsea a few weeks ago were seen as a breath of fresh air, not quite there. Probably lost the decisive games which count for a title run. And Arsenal were on their way down to the Championship, if you went by the media.
Well, and now myself, I was already attending the relegation party.
But all jokes aside, that's what it was showing. But that just sums up the Premier League in a heartbeat. All of a sudden, Chelsea now look like bottle jobs. And will they now turn on Frank like everyone did on Arteta? It would be interesting to see how the media react.
Yeah, but they won't because he's English.
Oh God, this is
that Leicester game 5-2 rattled Pep, and he's gone for a more defensively structured build and cert, meaning they've gone into the radar.
This is what pisses me off when people start moaning about Mourinho and him being such a defensive manager. Because when he was last at Chelsea, when he won the last title with Chelsea, right? Chelsea were battering teams all that first half of the season, slapping teams up for fun, and like to the point that I was worried for their family's well-being. He ends up getting a bit rocked against Spurs on New Year's Day, and after that, he was like, "Hold on a minute, we can't just go on like playing this way. We need to be a bit more pragmatic," and it's now worked. It worked for him. Do you know what I mean? And this is exactly what no one thought that Pep Guardiola had this bit in his locker because of the way they play football, the tiki-taka stuff, and like he hasn't always. Whenever has he had a team that has been defensively solid and keeping a regular amount of clean sheets? Never.
That's true. When he gets his full squad back together, is he going to play this kind of football?
Probably not.
Exactly, but that's it. When he actually comes to that decisive game, he's going to go all in.
No, but I like that though. That's what
the answer for that. But when Pep loses, when we do it, who's a much proven winner?
I call that good management, Ed.
I agree.
Yeah, but like he's not going to get praise for it. It's like, well, City are only won that game 1-0. Oh, they're terrible. Where's it all gone? It's like, hold on a minute. No, he's being a bit more. He's being managerial.
I think the criticism lies though is that he's only doing this because he doesn't feel like he's got the choice. Because let's be honest, he's had far better Arsenal to do this kind of thing before, and he's just gone, no, we're still going guns blazing. It took a long time to learn this lesson.
to literally sum up what you're saying, yeah, and this is where it annoys me because again, another person that gets absolutely gobbled up by the press and literally like just noshed off 24/7, right? I guarantee you, after this game, Pep will get absolutely lauded because Foden has a goal and assist. Yeah, he's literally only started him because half of the team is out with COVID, and he will.
Yeah, he won't start the next game.
No, of course he won't. But he'll get lauded for picking Foden when he literally has only done it because he has to. Like when you were saying about John Stones earlier, like how good he's been in the last 5 or 6 games. He has to play him. He has to play him.
He accidentally finds out.
Yeah, like this is what you know. I know, not like I'm trying to drag it back to us, but like
if you ask me, I'll be interested to see what you think.
When Van Gaal was literally like, oh, he's discovered Rashford. Like, oh, what a master stroke for bringing him through. No. Every other striker was injured. The first choice reserve striker was injured. Rashford was a necessity. We had to play him, and he got sucked off for playing him. And it was like, what a master stroke. And it was like, no, there was no other choice.
Yeah, well, yeah. It's actually, I'll tell you what, right? I don't mean it. I mean it in the most respectful way, but Rashford has actually stole a living, hasn't he?
Yeah, massively.
He's a very good striker. I really like him. 1 in 3, you take that at any age. But he stole a living because he weren't even being thought of for the reserves. You know what I mean? Like he was on the bench for the reserves all the time. You know what I mean? So he's done all right for himself.
I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, Pep's a genius for playing this sort of football, or like he has no other choice.
He's definitely got, yeah.
Hello?
But fair play.
Hit that first time.
Fair play to Foden. Like, here's my opportunity. I've got to take it while I'm here. So fair play to him.
But we like Foden. Every time he plays for England, he scores or assists, and then you can guarantee the next game he doesn't start.
Yeah.
Or he'll come on the 80th minute.
What is this attitude we have with managers? Because we've got it at international level, we've got it at club level, where they just can't seem to, I don't know, go back on their word, prove that they might have been wrong. It's
arrogance, really, isn't it?
Pride, maybe, because we know this England setup isn't working, and I'm happy for him to stick by that system because they've been practicing it for God knows how long, and it'd be stupid just to change it just before a tournament.
Fair enough, but what teams in the Premier League play that system? It's a very stubborn approach.
But surely there's better players for it because there's more form players who are probably good enough to play that system. Like, I'm more than happy if Southgate wants to play that way when we've been prepping for years. Go for it.
Yeah, if you're playing 3 at the back, you have to start Cody for argument's sake.
Yeah,
no centre half in the England setup plays in a back 3 other than Cody, so he has to start. No, we'll bring him off the bench. He's part of the leadership team, so piss off. Do you know what I mean?
But then
I think Pulisic's great that first time.
Relationships inside of clubs.
No, you don't.
I genuinely think Frank.
You've got to take into consideration why it's happening, not that it's a completely fair decision. If we've got to ask ourselves why are form players not playing, we've got to ask ourselves why is that happening, and it has to be an element of that loyalty.
It's a case of the manager doesn't like a player straight up. If he end of the day, Jack Grealish has been one of the best English talents of for a number of years, and this season in particular he has shone, and I would say from the end of last season he has shone as well. That guy should be the first name on the team sheet at the moment. Should be building a team around him. You don't fancy him, you don't like him, send a story. Do you know what I mean? Like Mason Mount, I really like Mason Mount, to be honest, but I don't think I like him because he does offer something to the team. He could do that box to boxy sort of thing, and he's got a decent shot on him. But is he the first name on the team sheet? No.
Could have been.
You know what I mean? But for him, it is. It's like, you know, Lampard and Southgate are both in the same boat with that. They're like, oh yeah, we love him.
Lampard's a fraud, mate. How can you take one of what you took the second best striker in the Bundesliga, who scores for fun for his national team? You've brought the hottest prospect in the Bundesliga. You brought him here. Mate, Werner looks like he's so far off the pace. And it's not, I don't think it's his fault. I think the system that they're playing him in and the way the football around
I'm telling you, I think he's being heckled a little bit too much, because the moment he starts taking these opportunities, he's up there with the very best in the league. And it'll go.
Ed, if my auntie had bollocks, she'd be my uncle. Like you can't just say he'd be a good striker if he started scoring.
Yeah, but no, the difference is with that, we know he's a good striker. So this is just a case of he's in bad form, not the case that he's just an overrated hype job.
Well, he needs to find some form quick, doesn't he? Like,
yeah, because his stock is diminishing hard at the moment.
He's missing absolute sitters.
Yeah, but every striker does miss sitters. There's no striker in world football that doesn't miss sitters.
Yeah, but how many goals has Salah got this season?
Yeah, exactly. Like, but to be fair, like, Werner has scored a few goals this season as well, and he started off pretty well. I think his first game or two, he was a little bit ropey. Then he got 6 goals and 4 assists or something stupid like that in his next few games in all comps, and then he's going through a bit of a dry patch.
But listen, I like Timo Werner. I really liked him at Leipzig. I got a Leipzig shirt. But
with his name on the back, you know what I mean? Like,
but he's been awful in the Prem, and like the thing is, like we've said about certain players get certain treatment. Ed, could you I've given Martial way more stick for missing slightly harder chances than that. Other strikers in the Prem get lambasted for missing chances like that. Like he shouldn't be exempt just because we know he scored a few in the Bundesliga.
Sorry, dude. Alex, I've got to dig you out on this one. Didn't rate Werner as much. So he's very hot and cold strikers, even like in the Bundesliga too. Tell you what, last season, right, when he was in the Bundesliga and all competitions, he scored 29 goals, and only one period did he go more than 5 goals without scoring a goal. The guy is fire. He is not being played in the right position. It's as simple as that. And there's so many players. I don't understand what goes through a manager's mind. It's like, I really like this player, but if I play him over here, I think I might be able to get it. No, that's not where he plays, man. Look at Havertz. Havertz at the moment, right, is getting played in a flat midfield 3. How does that benefit a guy who plays in behind or as a false 9 or as a focal striker? That's not working. Tell you what, Arsenal being linked with Julian Brandt at the moment. I'll tell you what, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, I would have loved that. Right now, where they're playing Julian Brandt, in the same sort of way they're playing, the same sort of way they're playing Havertz right now. They're playing more almost like as a CDM. That's not his job. That's not what he does. He's too creative. He needs to be playing in the hole. You know what I mean? Like, look at Arshavin at Arsenal. Oh, he's the best number 10 in world football at that time. He was the best number 10 in world football at the time. So where do we play him? Wide left. Oh, that'll work.
Do you think that Werner likes to drift out left, or he's been told to? Because he did it a lot for Leipzig, man. He likes number 11 on his shirt.
He likes to drift out there, but he is still the number 1 guy. You play a 4-2-3-1. You can't play a 4-3-3. It doesn't work. Having a winger next to someone who's going to be running alongside you doesn't work. It doesn't cut the mustard, man. Do you know what I mean? So just play a 4-2-3-1. Chelsea have got enough players and the talent to play a 4-2-3-1 and for it to work. And that way you'll be able to get the best out of Havertz, the best out of Ziyech, the best out of Pulisic, and the best out of Werner. Oh, but Mason Mount don't fit in that situation.
Yeah, no.
You know what I mean? It's like you can't play Mason Mount. You can't play Mason Mount.
Oh my God!
In a 2.
What is that for a counter attack? Oh my God! Wow.
Russ. My God, that is almost on par with Man United versus Istanbul.
Can I just say one thing, right?
Oh,
I know it sounds like we're digging him out. The whole time when Sterling's got the ball, Mendy looks like he doesn't know what to do. He's just stood in the middle of the 6-yard box. Like, I don't know where to go.
Where we're meant to stand, boys. 3-0, and it's not even half time.
How can you counter that easy?
How did he
my God!
How did he get there?
3-0, and it's not even half time.
Frank Lampard's going to get the sack.
They got away with murder there, but then De Bruyne gets the goal. So that's a Sterling. Is that Sterling and De Bruyne shot on target?
No, because the Sterling one hit the post.
Yeah, but has he had a shot on target already?
I don't think so. That one doesn't count from Sterling.
Post,
De Bruyne's does. Yeah. I agree with Brett. End of the road for Fat Frank. 100%.
Off he goes.
Yeah, Dion. I literally had that conversation earlier. Was saying that there's no way that in a squad with Jorginho that already had Jorginho, Kovacic, Kante, Mason Mount. They'd already signed Ziyech before Frank Lampard got there. There's no way he went, I'll tell you what we need, Kai Havertz. Like, that should have been 4.
Yeah. From a pure narrative perspective, where, you know, when we looked at the old managers, we kind of thought, like, oh, Gerrard, eventually his career will end up at Liverpool. Lampard will eventually end up at Chelsea. Lampard got the Chelsea job after 1 year at Derby, and I thought he did well at Derby. I think he's proven he might have a better way about him as a manager. I still think he'll go on to be a good manager. But he's took his effectively end career. I know you say Derby also were one of the richest clubs. Actually, they was.
No.
But they're the Championship side. No. I'm thinking about something else that you.
Hold on. But he took his effectively dream job for the paper's narrative, what we all saw, so early. If he loses this job, which would probably be because of his inexperience as a manager, what the fuck does he do after that?
AVB. 3 letters.
No, hold on. It's not even that. Listen, I've said this before on the show, and I'll say it again, and I'll say it again until he gets sacked. Frank Lampard was set up to be the fall guy, just like Solskjaer was, right? Because he's a fan favourite, he's a legend, right? He comes into this job. Legend. If this goes tits up now, I can promise you now, the fans won't be fuming that Frank's in charge. They'll be upset with the performances and the results. They won't turn on Frank.
Are you sure?
Hold on. Gav, let me finish.
He's not about back then. He's not about back then.
Oh, back then. Oh, okay. Yeah. Fair.
But they won't turn on him in full numbers. You'll get the odd fan that's like, I'm sick of it now. Enough's enough. But they put him in charge for the same reason the Glazers put Ollie in charge. When it inevitably all goes wrong, it's a legend, and even if he does get fired, you can literally sack him in the nicest way. Like, well, thanks for everything you've done. Like, blah 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 blah. And that's it. Like, that was the only reason he was given the job. It wasn't because of what he did at Derby. He could have literally finished 10th in the league with Derby and they'd have still snapped up Frank Lampard because he's Frank Lampard. They didn't care. Like, it is what it is. Like, Frank didn't get there on merit. And let's be honest, everyone says the same about Ollie. Everyone asks what's Ollie's credentials. Everyone takes a piss. Well, you got Cardiff relegated. So why did he get the United job?
Exactly that, mate. I agree with you.
Exactly, no, exactly that.
He got United jobs. Yeah, because well, let's be honest. He came into United as a caretaker,
as a fall guy.
No, he didn't. He weren't a fall guy. He was a caretaker. He's a straight caretaker. But he was only meant to look after you for a couple of games, really. And then it was like, hold on a minute, the Norwegian league starts in March. What are you going to do then?
No. The Glazers' brain went, we don't have to pay millions to get this manager out of contract because Mulder literally settled for like a bag of Christmas.
But that's the thing. He was meant to go back to Mulder to start the new season.
But listen, but the Glazers ain't stupid. They saw that it had a positive effect on the fans because they were like, the club was bouncing because they were singing Ollie's at the wheel. Like, he wasn't going to command a ridiculous wage. They didn't have to fork out paying compensation for someone like they would have done with Poch. They ain't dumb, man. They're not dumb. If the fans wouldn't have taken to Ollie, right? Which of course they will. He's a club legend.
Of course they will. He won the frigging treble.
Exactly. So if they wouldn't have taken to him, they would have sprung that money to get Poch out of Spurs, right? But when they saw that, you know what the Glazers are like? It's money. They saw they didn't need to spend any money, and were like, cool, let's keep this geezer then, and that's it.
Very business idea, really.
I love Ollie, but that's what they did, and that's like Frank's in there to be the same thing.
I love our worldwide show. Stu Mitchell over in San Diego now. He's not in California anymore. Well, he's in California, but he's in San Diego, not like LA. How's he 0-0? I'm happy. I'm happy that I was wrong because I wanted entertainment and I wanted goals. And then Brett and Alex have come in on the Tuchel thing. Now,
Christ. I think keep Frank Lampard if that's your options.
Yeah, Brett, Alex. Sorry, man. Like, if that happens. Football's broken anyway. We know this. Anyway.
How can you have that PSG team in a one-team league and still have that team playing awful? And I don't care. You can say you won the league with them. So, Alex, Brett, you could go out there and win the league with PSG. Like, simple. He's still lost.
My daughter could. She's not even 3 months until later on in Jan.
He still lost cup finals to like Rennes or Lens and stuff like that. Like he still lost cup games that he should have been. Mate, they've lost 4 games this season or 5 now or whatever it is. Tuchel's a bum, man, and he was the same at Dortmund. He wasn't special there either. No way.
I wouldn't say he's a bum. I do think he's a good gaffer, but I think he's someone like just say. Well, I'll tell you what, right? You know, like when we bang on about the original top 4 and now the extended top 6. If Tuchel was just say Leicester were managerless and Tuchel was to go to Leicester, you'd be like, that's a really good appointment, that. And he could go prove himself. He might be able to get into top 4 with that Leicester side. Do you see what I mean? He's a good manager, but he's not someone that Chelsea should be looking at the best of the best. Allegri's still sitting around twiddling his thumbs. Go get him.
No one's coming in for him though. You got to have to think about that.
Yeah, because he probably wants to wait and he wants to have a full season. He wants to have a decent pre-season and go into a season. He don't want to go pick up pieces somewhere. It's Massimo Allegri. Simeone might be thinking, you know what, I've had a wonderful time here at Atletico. I need to change. That's the sort of gaffer that Chelsea should be looking at.
But
Allegri doesn't speak English. He doesn't speak English, but football is the international language of.
I do think that is a problem, though. To be fair with you, I do. I know Bielsa doesn't, but I do think that's a disadvantage for him.
When Chelsea did hire Frank, who was around? Who was around to hire other than Allegri? There was no one knocking about.
I don't think they needed to get rid of Sarri at the point.
No, I don't think they did. I
thought it was a really rash decision. The thing is, Chelsea on paper, for me, man for man, have got the best and or the second best team in the league right now. On paper. And I don't think there's much argument. I think maybe they need another centre half. Other than that, I think midfield, they've got everything they need. In the attacking, like behind the striker, they've got what they need. As a man through the middle.
Who are you talking about?
Chelsea.
Oh, okay.
As a team, I think they've got the best. I think they've got the best or the second best team in the league right now. So how can you be floundering? How can you go out and lose this game and only be 3 points ahead of Arsenal, having the worst time of their life?
What did I say to you the other day when we were doing a watch? Was it a watch along or one of the review shows? I said, how have Chelsea, literally in the last 2 or 3 years, Kante was the best central midfielder in world football. Now he puts in abject performances. He puts in half-hour shifts. Like you don't hear of him being this. He was the one that gave the ball away for the counter earlier. Like he's not the same player he was.
No, and he's 29. People need to remember that as well. He's not the spring chicken that came over to the Premier League with no idea who he was.
He should be in his prime though.
No, he should be in his prime, but when you've had like 2-3 years out of your natural position and it's a shambles, man. Shambles. Tuchel knows how to run a club where they have no control. Yes. He can't be going into clubs where they've got heavy structure. He wouldn't be able to go to Man United right now and do a job.
No, but okay, so maybe that's another reason why Lamps went in, because he's a yes man. Like Roman said to him, listen, you pick the team, but we're going to buy the players. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. And there'll be plenty of managers. If you said that to Allegri, he'll be like, no, I'm all right. I want to bring my own players. And if you don't have full control, there's so many managers that wouldn't take that because they want to be in charge of everything. Like, could you imagine Pep? Could you imagine Pep being like taking a job, but they're like, well, you can't choose who you're signing. Like he wouldn't take it.
Yeah, for real. Takes time for a new player to bed in when it's 5 or 6 starters. Yeah, I get that. I do get that, and I think this is something that you said actually, Ed. Well, you said it. We've all said it sort of thing, but I think it was.
I know.
I'll take it.
Stu,
but yeah,
I know Stu's a United fan, but Stu, I wish everyone keep that energy for when we buy players and people just rinse him for like whatever. Like no one gives us that that nice little buffer of like it takes time to bed new players in.
But we should.
No, we should, but like certain teams don't get that, and like. Mate, you know full well. Firmino went like 5 games without a goal, and it's literally like the guy's a joke. He's the worst.
Firmino's got more goals and assists than Marcus Rashford in the same amount of games. Yet Marcus Rashford gets jizzed off because of what he does for the community in his English.
And he's 22.
It's the worst player.
And there's more to come from him.
And he usually plays out wide.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean, though. Like people do get on people's.
Got him though. He was hardly like senior pro. Like he's been with us a long time, man. 2015-16 was when him and Rashford both started their career.
I said Rashford was 17, 18. 17, 18.
17, 18, I think.
17, 18. As I said, Silva was not the answer to their defensive issues. Nowhere near. To be honest, he's had a way better season than I expected him to.
Yeah, I called him to have an absolute tragic season.
I did as well. And then you see that game that when Callum Robinson like tears him a new arsehole when it's like when West Brom are 3-0 up. It's like, okay, you know.
Mate, Gundogan spun him like a top earlier, like. Ooh.
Yeah,
but that's more players that complimented the club rather than buying players Liverpool targets.
The reason they bought Salah back in the days because we was interested. They already had Hazard.
Yeah.
And they bought him for the exact same position. And then when they realised Hazard was starting every game, they were like, you know what, it's just not going to work out, pal.
Look, it wasn't going to work for him at that time. He's a player that needed to mature. It's as simple as that. And not mature in terms of mentality, but like he needed runs of games and do stuff. It weren't going to happen at Chelsea. Chelsea are they're so like gung ho. They need stuff happening straight away. If it doesn't work for you straight away, then you're screwed. You ain't got a career.
The same thing as Real Madrid do when fans criticise them. Yeah, but we win.
Yeah.
But we win. They don't care.
But other teams have a level of patience. You're not allowed to have patience at Chelsea. It's as simple as that. If you don't come in and perform straight away, you are gone. Look at Ancelotti, man. Ancelotti's one of the best managers of all time. Yeah. Won the double with them. Yeah. The final season is gone. See ya.
But he won La Decima. And Real Madrid were like, bye-bye. He literally went to the two worst clubs for loyalty.
Gone are days when a manager runs a club. I reckon it had a lot to do with why Sir Alex Ferguson left when he did.
Ferguson knew that squad was at the end of an era.
No, Fergie would have stayed. Literally, the reason Fergie retired is his wife's sister died that year, and his wife's sister was like they were best friends, and Fergie literally said, I've been away from my wife for 25 years. I'll spend all day, every day at this club. It's time. She's lost her best friend. It's time for me to go be her friend. It had nothing to do with squads or not. He bounced because he was like, I need to go be a husband. Like
when not Man United fans.
Every United game, though, I will give him that. Sitting there.
No, but he hasn't got to be there.
I know he's not there every day breathing it.
Yeah.
Right.
Every time Man United concede a goal or it's gone bad, it always cuts to Ferguson, just to really stick it into whatever manager's at the helm now. It's brilliant. It's pantomime. I love it.
Brett, you've just put this up. Do you think about Werner Havertz would have this effect of Pep Guardiola? Now, before we go into a bit of depth, just to let you know, everyone knows who's watching along. Everyone knows anyway. It's half time now, and it's Chelsea 0, Man City 3 at half time. And the goal score's going on the bottom. That's Gundogan after 18 minutes, Foden after 21, De Bruyne after 34. Some terrible defending. But I just want to go back to the Havertz stats. That's what we got. So let's remove that banner for a moment and remove that one. So this is Kai Havertz in the 1920 season. 30 games, 12 goals, 6 assists. That is 137 minutes per goal or assist for Kai Havertz, being played in his natural position, in behind the striker, sometimes as a false 9. Just having that complete free role. This is now the situation at Chelsea this season. He's played 14 games in the league so far. He's got 1 goal. One goals. That's so bad. I've only just noticed I did that. Let's take that away. 268 minutes per goal or assist for Kai Havertz. This is a management situation. So to go back on what you just said, Brett, is this something that would happen if it was under Klopp or Guardiola? No, it wouldn't be. It wouldn't be at all, because this guy needs to be played in the right position, and only the manager can work that out. So if you are a manager and you can't work out where your best players play in their best positions, then I'm sorry, you're way above your post. Way above. Yeah,
Havertz doesn't play well in the Chelsea system because he's not a winger. Like, Frank plays him this really weird, wide attacking midfielder role, and it's like, that isn't the guy. Play him up front or behind the striker.
is not a box-to-boxer either, because it's either you're playing box-to-box or out wide. That just doesn't make any sense.
You've got Kante, you don't need
I
him.
used to do that with Coutinho, man. I used to go, well, he's more effective in midfield. Obviously, Mane's injured or something, so we used to stick him there. Granted, he had a pinger of a right foot, so it worked out, but he's not going to be as effective. So I can't stand the fact he's there. It's just typical purchase.
I think Werner in a front three with like Salah and Mane would be an absolute so
Werner would have suited Liverpool. And to that question, I can't really speak for Pep, but Klopp is more of a coach. He's a bit better.
I think Werner would suit Liverpool.
Werner would be banging at Liverpool.
I was, because he would have fitted the system. What I'm saying is, he asked whether they'd settle in as quickly with Klopp or Guardiola. Klopp is very hesitant with throwing people straight into the limelight. Liverpool. Andy Robertson didn't come in till about 5-6 games into the season. He makes sure they're ready and accustomed to the system before he brings them in. He doesn't just go, bam, this is the system. Oh, you didn't play well, bye-bye. It's not that. I know Frank's not being that harsh, but that's how it looks from the outside point of view. It just looks like
Werner.
Scapegoat.
If you had Werner and you had Mane, Salah and Werner just swapping wings and one of them going at front.
It would be scary.
It'd be ridiculous.
That would be scary. Right, let's get the comments coming through. So, what's Jamie saying? Sometimes players. Oh, go on, Will. Will, sorry.
No, you do it. You do it.
Hey, you hang up the phone. So Jamie Watson says sometimes players, while taking time to adapt from their take a while to adapt from being one of the best players to being part of the unit where 3 or 4 can stake a claim. Havertz and Werner are struggling with that. Well, yes, I agree to a point. Because Werner, he had a couple of off games when he first started, literally 1 or 2 games. He looked a bit, and then he went on a run where things were happening because the system suited him. Imagine that. Imagine playing in the right place, the right position in a system that works. I wonder if any manager has thought of that before. So yeah, I think that's a Lampard thing. I really do.
And as for Havertz, Leverkusen was literally, the whole team was built around the kid. Even though he was like 18, 19, they were literally people were getting selected on the team sheet to fit around Havertz. They were already he was main man.
I just hope that no one touches Florian Wirtz, and if they do that, they're going to ruin that kid's career because he's 17 years old and he's way better than Havertz was at that age already. This is a big one. Kevin Atkins, one of our ref pals. Thanks for watching. Right, the Chelsea defence. I was referring to the banter. The Chelsea defence has been shocking for a few years now. It's not been sorted because they change managers so often. So I agree with that. But I honestly think that Frank does not have a plan B. So if they go behind or the other side work out Frank's plan A, then that's it. It's very obvious watching the game so far this season with what is happening with Frank's plan. Mid-table clubs with these players, I'm afraid. And I'll tell you what, it's actually quite sad because, Arsenal are dog. Let's be honest. Arsenal are so dog. And I'm looking forward to the relegation banner. But Arsenal just turned up and just played a game of football. They didn't even have a plan as such. They were like, right, okay, this is the system. We're going to put some kids out. Off you go, fill your boots. And Chelsea didn't look anywhere in that game until Arsenal were 3-0 up already.
Going on that comment, though, about they haven't strengthened the defence. It's one of those things, again, they've spent 300 million this season on luxury players, right? You've brought two attacking midfielders, a striker and whatnot. And you've brought a 35-year-old, 36-year-old Thiago Silva in, who's at the very end of his career. This league is too fast for him. You've had Christensen as been one of your starting centre-backs for the last 2 or 3 years, who we all know isn't good enough. I like Zuma. Zuma's come good, but he hasn't had a decent partner next to him for ages. Fair enough, Aspi used to play centre-back or whatever.
But what happened to Tomori?
Tomori
had a great season last year, though.
But that's the thing. They have the same problem as City. stop spending so much and actually buy quality like defenders. I don't know City, like they've spent 785 million this week on fullbacks, but Chelsea again, like we've said, why are you buying Ziyech and Havertz if you've got Mason Mount? Well, you don't need both of them. Why don't you buy a centre back? Why don't you buy a decent like back line? And Thiago Silva, like I said, he's good, but what you get one more season out of him? It's such a short term.
It's a dumb move. Alex says Kai Havertz shouldn't have left Leverkusen last season. Obvious. He should have stayed there for another 3 seasons, grow into his frame more before moving on. I think 3 years might be a bit of a stretch, but I think 2. I think 2. I really do. I'm with you there, Alex, mate. It was way too much of a rash move. I think the agent wanted paying. That's the whole reason for that move. The agent wanted paying out, and he looks lost, bless him. And it's annoying because I love him. And Flo Wolfram, who does the Bundesliga show with us, which is available on Wednesday nights, he is a Bayer Leverkusen fan, you know, and this is why he backs it, and I stand with him about Florian Wirtz. And if they need to keep hold of him. The thing is, in the Bundesliga, there's not enough money. Bayern have money, you know, Leipzig have money, Hoffenheim have money, but no one wants to go to Hoffenheim because they're shit. But like everyone else, it's all the 50% owned by a company, 50% owned by the fans. Even the biggest clubs, like with the biggest ownership, like Wolfsburg, they're owned by VW, man. Volkswagen own Volkswagen. They own half of their club, but there has to be an even share between the fans and the club. So therefore, they can't be out there spending whack on players. So if you get to a point, then you've got to move on. And if you want to be paid, you've got to find somewhere else.
Sorry, I literally just I thought we were talking about the Premier League.
No, but it's yeah, we are talking about the Premier League. We was looking at like Havertz and reason why he left and all that sort of stuff in it. So, Stu, whenever as a player, when have a team ever done well buying this many players straight away?
Don't buy them then. They had a good team last season. What did they finish 4th, didn't they? They didn't need to.
Fourth.
They didn't need to go out and disrupt the whole thing by signing this many players and trying to shoehorn them in. They didn't need to. They needed another centre back. They definitely needed a goalkeeper, and they needed a striker. They didn't need to go and buy all 5 or 6 of them and try and shoehorn them in, man. Like, I can't sit here and feel sorry for Chelsea for, oh, sorry, you've brought too many good players. Like, there's no way. There's no pity party here for me, man.
Cotton, you're a big fan of Ziyech. I'm a big fan of Callum Hudson-Odoi.
But I agree with the statement from Brett.
They didn't really need to sign him, did they?
Oh, no, I agree. Ziyech's quality and the money. Honestly, what was his release clause like? 25 million or something stupid for Ziyech. Like, any club should have brought him in.
Let's not forget, Ziyech was bought post-Sarri, so you can get away with that one.
True, but didn't need to do it though, did they?
No,
but Ziyech, like they was in the Champions League positions 2 years in a row, 3rd and 4th. Amongst it, they were very close to Man United 3rd last year. You only need to make a couple of additions to what you've already got to challenge for the title. But what you've done is you have completely changed your philosophy, changed your system, changed the mentality of the dressing room, changed the instruction. It's like starting all over again. And now they might not even get in the top 4.
Ed, and do you know what the worst thing is to add on to that? When they get rid of Lampard halfway through this season or at the end of the season, they're going to have to start again next time they get a manager in because some of these players might not fit the system or might not be the players they want. So wait
there. Gus Hiddink, how are you, pal?
Exactly. Bring him back.
Yeah,
get Raffle back.
Come and save us.
Mikhail Sports Bar and Grill. Put that up there. You absolutely love it. We love you out there. We love you out there. Hopefully the Americans will have a better second half and make game of it. Well, you know, Zach Steffen didn't have a great first half, and nor did Christian Pulisic. So it's not looking good for the Americans in this game,
mate. In that first half, Pulisic was about as useful as the G in lasagna, mate. absolutely pointless in even being there. All he did was get booked. Don't. 'Cause
Ed, 1 hour 15. 1 hour 15.
Oh,
Let
mate,
you know.
too much work.
No, 1 hour 15. But Mikhail's, Cabs and all the team out there in New York, I hope you're keeping safe, and thank you so much for tuning in. As always, love from the top guys for Mikhail Sports Bar and Grill. Which is why when judging players in the Bundesliga should be taken with a pinch of salt. It says, "Oh, disappear with that comment."
Yeah, I was about to say, don't that until the Bundesliga show.
Koulibaly on Paka. Do you know what I've seen?
Koulibaly is the biggest fraud in he's not the biggest fraud in world football online.
Regardless, defensive issues are not.
It's not all that.
Despite the fact you've seen him concede 3 goals against Arsenal and now City. Like prior to that Arsenal game, I've actually been praising them. I thought Kurt Zuma's been brilliant.
I like Kurt Zuma.
They're losing the ball in the midfield, and that's what's putting their defenders in absolute car crash of a situation. So I understand that, yes, both of them, maybe not to Gav, but both of them would be someone's called upgrades on what they've got now. But that's not necessarily the problem.
One of them would be.
Koulibaly is still going to be, I can't say his name.
Upamecano. And I'll tell you what, people love gassing over Upamecano. I am one of those guys as well. I'll gas over the guy. However, his partner, Kanate, here's the guy I need to be looking out for, boys and girls.
Also, the Upamecano thing. Apparently, United have soured on it a little bit because after we smacked him about, and even in the game where they beat us, they were saying that his movement, he's a little bit clunky, a little bit stiff, a little bit. Whereas Kanate, and I'll tell you what, that your man from Sevilla as well, Koundé, the French centre back for Sevilla.
Boy.
Someone like that, or Diego Carlos from Sevilla. He had a great Europa League campaign last season. Really surprised no one went in for him. But Chelsea could have just got anyone that wasn't Thiago Silva.
Well, you said like Brett, the leader of the back. No, they've got one. He's just 87 years old. So
does he even speak English as well? Does
no, he doesn't. So how can you lead from the back if you can't speak the language of most of the players in your team?
Right, let's just.
This popped into my head now, and I know I'm not trying to make this all about me. But Liverpool look like they've signed Sven Botman, and I am worried about that because I like him. He's from Lille. That guy is going to give away 1 million penalties in the Premier League. I'm telling you that now. I want that called here when everyone starts gassing about our new centre back. If we get him, he is going to give away a lot of penalties, bro. That guy's a car crash. Telling you now,
he's got time to grow. So
he has qualities to be a good centre back, but wow, the stuff he does in that French league will not fly here. I'm telling you.
Well, the second half is due to start. I will be back with you guys in a couple of seconds, but Stephen Cotton and Ed Hall will all be here having a wonderful time at the beginning of this second half. Are there any changes, first of all? Don't look like there is. Did you just see the team warming up, though? Like the Chelsea subs warming up? How lackluster and subpar did that look?
Mate, they're 3-0 down and it's like -1. I don't think I'd be out there giving it much more effort than that if I'm perfectly honest with you.
They're probably be acting a bit different if all the fans are in there. Let's be honest.
Yeah, well, I did see John Cross, who obviously writes to the Mirror. He is an Arsenal fan, but he was right. He literally said if there was fans at Stamford Bridge today, they'd have got booed off the pitch.
Yeah.
Like that first half was just disappointing and just
I
ridiculous.
reckon, after the Arsenal game, the Wolves game, this game, there's a chance that with fans there, even the away fans and stuff, like especially with the Arsenal game and the Wolves game, I think Frank's position might become untenable.
Yeah,
the lack of fans is probably a benefit to him.
I don't know if Ed's audio cut out a little bit, but he did say it was Sven Botman at the start.
Yeah, it is Sven Botman. Yeah, man. Like he's but we'll see. I just wanted to get that on record, so you lot can't give me shit when it starts happening. When he gives Bruno Fernandes a penalty, I just want that to be out there.
Yeah, that was 1 minute, 1 hour 17.
Yeah.
It's like that bit in the All or Nothing documentary where Mourinho literally looks across the dressing room at Aurier and literally says to his face, "You give away shit penalties on VAR. You scare me." And it's like, whoa.
Burn.
That's it. I just watched a game with him and I was like, and then I just couldn't take my eyes off him after that. I was like, this guy's strong. Like, don't get me wrong, he's winning balls in the air, but you better not have like, I don't know, like a Werner running at him in the box. Yeah. He's just going to crunch him.
Mate, that's like Eric Boye. He either puts in a 10 out of 10 performance, or he just runs headfirst straight into someone in the box, or puts his hand out and just slaps the ball away or something. And it's like, why can't you just be consistent? Apparently, the bottom of rumors are agent driven. Everything is these days.
Yeah, everything is like you never know what's concrete. If it was to be true, I'm sure Klopp would sort it out. But
you do need a centre back in Jack. Yeah.
Yeah, no worries, Alex. My audio can be a bit.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I wasn't saying it like that. I was just saying. I thought I heard it. It was.
Yeah, I tell you what, man. It's
I
don't think we're going to get him. I don't think there's any concrete evidence suggesting we're linked with him. But if you were to give me a choice, I'd take David Alaba in a heartbeat. Free, you don't have to pay like a big fee.
Why did Foden leave?
Play left back and centre back and midfield. Like David Alaba is the perfect player to get in, even if you have to pay a little fee to get him in January. Like, it's worth it.
Oh yeah, that is Bailey's problem. He's made of poppadoms. Honestly, if Boye could stay fit, he would. We wouldn't have even been talking about needing a new centre back. He'd have been our starting centre back for like 2 years running now. But he is made of poppadoms, which is a shame, considering he does what Phil Jones used to do. He's easily injured and just steamrolls into everyone at 100 mile an hour and comes off injured from every tackle, which is a shame. Did you see that, Ed, where the ball came through to Foden and he just kind of slowed down and stopped before getting to the keeper? Like, he didn't want to make contact with the keeper, but he.
Yeah, Phil Foden easily could have got that.
I thought he could have got. I don't know whether he thought he was offside or what, but he literally was just like, whoa.
He might have gone in. Yeah, no, 250k a week could definitely put us off. What was we just talking about? Yeah, if they weren't 3-0 up, he probably would have gone in for that. Tried one a penalty or something. But I mean, he's just broke into this Man City squad. All he needs is to be out of it.
Hold on. Bayern Munich are losing.
They're losing. Good job I cashed out as soon as Man City went 3-0 up.
Yeah, Sean's got an acca on, and one of them included Atletico Madrid, who scored in the 91st minute from a Luis Suarez goal. But it's Munich that are already messing it up. But I just said to you, mate, Munich will still win that game 6-1. Like, it ain't even that deep.
To be fair, like, it's quite late in the first half. That
38 minutes. Yeah, but
they have struggled this year against teams they should pepper 7-1. It's crazy.
Bayern will get one goal, and then in the space of 4 minutes, that they'll score 3 or 4. Like, Koeman will score, Gnabry will score. It'll just be an absolute pumping. We hope.
Well, I mean, I hope for you, mate, but I don't need it anymore.
Yeah, I don't care, to be honest. Munich are 1 to 10. Munich at 1 to 10. If you're putting Munich at 1 to 10 on your racker, you're asking for it to ruin it. You're asking for that to be the game that sends it all tumbling down. 1 to 10. But Chelsea, they've come up with a little bit more of a.
They don't have a choice. Going forward. I hope they do. Look, if Chelsea get the next goal, game on. But they've got to really be on the ball there, because another goal, especially in the first 25 minutes of this half, and it is over.
They're proper triple pressing now.
But the thing is, Chelsea need to commit men and press the ball, which is just going to benefit City even more. Oh, this is a mountain to climb. Let's be honest.
Yeah. Yeah, they're in for a long 45 if it carries on the way it was. Werner, I feel so sorry for him. Every time the ball gets into the Chelsea half, he's just up there on his own. What a ball that is. Acres of space for Foden to run into. Keeper. Well, there's your De Bruyne shot from outside the box if you had it on.
No, I didn't.
No, but it's just like, I love those ones where it's an absolute nothing. No Aguero, Jesus, or Torres, and 3-0. It's shocking. Yeah, I know, man. Which is pretty crazy. It is pretty crazy that is the case.
Yeah, mine's at 1-0 up. I actually can't believe
If
it.
this goes 4 before the hour mark, it could get horrible. I think it could get 4 before the hour mark because this could be another one here. No bad ball from Foden to Sterling. I mean, the way the game's going this season, if they get one back, it's not impossible.
The draw's
Yeah, I mean,
that sums it up.
anything can happen, but I don't know. If the first half's anything to go on, I can't see Chelsea creating anything substantial. That could be my Tim Sherwood moment when they score 4 goals. I'm like, oop, but I can't see it.
Yeah, exactly. Phil Foden to score a race is 5-1. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, if there's another goal in this game, the chances are it's coming from City. Excuse me.
It'll either be De Bruyne or Foden. Has Sterling got involved yet? He might be one to.
I don't think so. Well, yeah, he did. He scored, didn't he? He scored the first goal. The second goal off the post.
Sterling did.
Oh, no, of course he didn't. It hit the post. Then De Bruyne.
Yeah. He actually scored. He was Gundogan got the first one. That's the one.
Yeah, De Bruyne's got goal and assist. Oh, proper roller coaster that is, Christ. Carp zone that is. Oof.
Good old Martin Carp. Want to become famous? No. God, why would anyone want to become famous?
You can't go to New Year's Eve parties with cool girls and whatnot, and you without getting found out.
I know, it's a joke. Not like us who get to do it and not get found out.
we can call and request all the big bum Latinas we want.
Yeah.
And no one cares.
No one cares which supermodel I'm seeing.
Yeah, exactly. And if you're looking for big bum Latinas, there's no better place to look than Moulton Village.
Shut up, Paul. Let me.
What is it? 100 girl pump a ding dong.
Yeah.
Who's that yellow for? Is that Kante? Kante's had a poor game, man. Poor game. He misses the next game against Fulham as well, which I'm not surprised.
Well, that could be a great one.
What a fall from grace! Well, not such a fall from grace, but he was literally. He was in like the Ballon d'Or or the FIFA elect team of the year for like 2-3 years running, and now it's just like.
It's hard to regain that. Cool. It's hard to regain that confidence.
Good save.
Yeah, strong hand to it.
Yeah, I mean, you.
Who was that, dear? Who was that?
Yeah.
Laporte?
Oh no, is it Rodri? Rodri.
I look like Rodri actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
I tell you what, a lot of City's players look the same. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, that's right.
That was a good save, to be fair. You'd expect if you had you'd expect your goalkeeper to make the save though.
What, Adrian?
Behave.
The problem is that's one of his biggest problems. Like he would have got to that ball, but he would have bent his hand backwards.
Oh yeah,
would have carried it in.
he'd have flown back through the goal like some Shaolin soccer sort of thing, like
anime, like the ball, like that.
Boom! Yeah, like straight through the back of the net, straight through the stands, out into the street.
What did you say?
He'd be literally like go straight through the net, straight through the stands, straight through the street, and he'll slide along the pavement splits in two, and he hits a bus or something.
Cuts the thing where someone's eating like in a calf, and in the background you just see like boom behind.
Yeah.
Like...
Does that count as a shot for Mason Mount or what?
Should do. No, it was off target.
I think it was a cross anyway. To be fair. Yeah, because you can do player total shots, so it doesn't matter if it's on or off.
But do they do like plus over or negative, or does he have to get it back?
No, so basically they'll do like Sterling 6+ total shots, so it means you can have 2 on target 4.
Like corners and that. Yeah.
Yeah, which is good if you're betting on stuff like Joel Linton to have just total shots, not shot on targets, just pumping them out of the stadium.
So that woman got back to us, didn't she, about Patrick Bamford?
Oh yeah, she did. Yeah, she did. Yeah, I don't mind that. But then she was like, "Oh, my strikers scored more than some of your strikers." Like, bro, one of my midfielders has scored more goals than your striker. Calm down.
Me. Yeah,
I didn't say that to her. I'll happily get her a shirt. I'll massively impressed with Bamford proving me wrong, considering what his season was like in the Championship and the year before, and every time he's ever played for anyone half decent in the Prem or whatever. But
has he played? For
it works. Yeah, he's been on loan to loads of people.
I don't remember ever seeing him play in the Prem. I'm not sure
he's
about the Championship.
He's about 37 years old, man.
Is he? I've never heard of him until Leeds.
Right, so he's 27. So he went to Middlesbrough in January 2017 for 6.2 million at the time. So still big money then.
Yeah, for Middlesbrough.
Went on loan to Burnley, went on loan to Norwich, went on loan to Palace, went on loan to Derby in 2014. Oh, hold on. Sean is not a happy man. Oh my God, up the break. It is Mainz 2, Bayern Munich 0.
I'm so happy I cashed out. I'm like,
oh my God.
I knew it, man. Because Bayern have done that to me before, and I weren't going to let it happen again.
It's 1-9. Why have you put that on, Sean?
What's the odds now on a Bayern Munich win?
I'll guarantee you, I'll check it now. It won't be anything. It won't be anything bigger than 2-1. It will still be Munich. Will still be mad decent odds for that. Right, Bayern Munich, 15-8. Told you they're still 2-1, mate. Mainz are 2-0 up, and they are 11-10. That is crazy. Mainz are over even money at 2-0 up. I'm so glad I don't get paid till tomorrow. I'd have wasted so much money on that.
What, on a Bayern Munich comeback?
No, on Mainz to win that at 2-0 with 11-10. I'd have dunked on that. Crazy times.
Well, you legit would have bet on a Mainz win there.
Yeah, what, 2-0 up? But even money, yeah, 100%.
2-0 up, but
yeah.
Is it got to half time?
Yeah, it's half time. Yeah, Jamie, I'm with you. I feel sorry for my mate because it's like it was a nice hacker, but I literally said to him like 1-9. What are you doing? It's not even worth it.
Yeah, Bayern Munich.
1-3 is all right if you've got like a 5 or 6 team hacker or maybe more, and you know it's going to come in. But Kovacic with one of Chelsea's better attempts in the game. God, Frank looks like he hasn't been sleeping.
Probably hasn't.
To be fair, I wouldn't be. Yeah.
Yeah, you stick a fiver on Munich, and it's less than.
Yeah, innit? What is it? £14.68 back or something.
So if I put a fiver on returns
Munich to win.
£10, because they're now just gone to 2-1. That's why.
Oh yeah, but you get your fiver back, wouldn't you? So it's 15.
Yes, of course. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, City. Brett. City are toying with them. Like
you don't need to do anything.
No, even playing it around the back, just taking the piss. But that's it. Like Chelsea aren't really like pushing too hard to get the ball back. Like they can just sit there and play that on the halfway line. Oh my lord! Was Chelsea's last game the Arsenal game before this, or did they have a game?
No, they played Aston Villa and drew 1-0.
Oh yeah.
So they drew 1-0 with Villa, and then their next game is against Fulham. Anything less than a win there, and you know you'll start to see some headlines.
Oh my God, yeah. So they're losing 3-0 to City, drew with Villa, lost to Arsenal, beat West Ham, but before that they lost to Everton, lost to Wolves, drew with Krasnodar.
Okay, yeah, we're going a bit far back for them because they was in quite good spirits then.
Yeah, but the last few Premier League games, so the last 5 Premier League games, are draw, loss, win, loss, and now this is going to be a loss. Why is it so cold today? It's doing my head in.
6-5 for Mainz to win the game. I love it.
2-0 up. Like, it's mad. Right, Foden is away down the left-hand side. There's so many to aim for in the box. No.
Whoa, I want to keep pass, and that was it.
Oh. Was that Cancelo? Yeah.
Yeah.
What a ball. Brian up.
I should just bring Aguero on for Bants now.
Well, he needs to get some match sharpness, so why not, man? Or Jesus, try and get him. Is that actually true? Well, obviously the last time they touched the ball was the Kovacic attack. So was that? Jesus.
Well, this is City of old. This.
Well, this is Pep. This is Pep football. Like, oh, hold on. I've just seen Brett's comment, so.
Usually you're much closer than this, so I don't know.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, you're ahead of me anyway, so.
Yeah, nothing's happened on my end. It's just Chelsea chasing fucking dreams.
Oh, my God.
Oh, no. No. Don't worry, they do.
Oh, no.
They're going to get the ball, though, because it's a goal kick.
Oh, okay. Well done, Chelsea. You played the long game and you've won yourself a goal kick. Now start from the back and rebuild.
See, when he was about to take that shot, I was like, well, this is going in. I was like...
Oh, he hasn't wrapped it enough. I mean, realistically...
Thing is, both teams have star players, but only one team has a philosophy.
I was going to say, if you're Frank right now and you're 3-0 down to City and City are in this sort of mood, what changes are you making? Who are you bringing off the bench, or what are you changing to turn this game around?
Giroud comes in so I can whip the ball in because I can't seem to pass the ball into the goal. So I've got to stick Giroud on. I'm probably taking Pulisic on and trying to max out the midfield so we can actually get some possession.
What, you say you take Pulisic off?
I'm not exactly. I think I'd keep Werner on because I need, regardless of what form he's in, is a decisive. I'd take Ziyech off. I'd stick Pulisic a bit further back. I'd pat the midfield, man. I'd absolutely
caught offside there like that is embarrassing.
Ziyech's coming off, so I'm on your level, Frank. I've already called what was going to happen.
Is that Billy Gilmore coming on?
I didn't look who was coming on. But he's got to pack out the midfield. He has to. No, it's Callum Hudson-Odoi. But is he yours? But he's just gone for a like-for-like.
Yeah, like-for-like down.
No! So I'm not going to... The point is to change the formation to suit... Fuck me. Don't just go for the same old shit, but...
Yeah, Billy Gilmore for Kante. And you can only imagine that Kante must have a slight twinge or something, because that is...
Well, Billy Gilmore was the one who played well against Liverpool in that FA Cup game, didn't he? Or League Cup game.
Yeah, that one time, yeah.
Yeah, he played really well.
I mean, they're already 3-0 up. Like...
I mean, we'll see.
I wasn't expecting those subs. Oh, it was good timing because I've just asked you the question, what would you change? And then that happens.
Yeah. Well, I knew he'd take Ziyech off because that's his go-to substitution. I think Ziyech does have a problem with running out of steam about 65 minutes in, to be fair. Like, I've seen it in a few games. Like, he does exert a lot of energy. So, yeah. But I thought he would go with a bit of a change of formation here.
Yeah. I told you no plan B. I'll tell you what, there's quite a few... We were talking about it earlier. There's quite a few managers in the Prem that are so stubborn to adapt their play style or formation before a game to other teams, let alone changing it in game to other teams. But yeah, I agree with you. There is no plan B for Frank, really. I couldn't honestly really tell you what plan A was, other than try and go out and get a few goals.
It was just a generic 4-3-3.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you what they really set out to do. The fourth is coming. Chelsea are creeping.
Oh, he's coming.
Yeah, I think they are. I think Sterling, brave goalkeeping, that is. Really
yeah,
brave
that is one
goalkeeping.
thing Kepa wouldn't have done.
Yeah. Oh God, Kepa would have still been stuck on his line, mate. Has he won the ball there? No, play on. Oh, ref, where was the advantage
I
there?
knew this City thing was coming. I didn't necessarily know it'd be 3-0, but I think City have been sneaking under the radar a bit. I've not wrote them off this season at all.
God, we've got to play them on Wednesday as well. Christ.
Yeah, but isn't it like FA Cup? Like, who cares?
It's League Cup semi-final.
No. I guess League Cup semi-final is important. I'll give you that. But isn't it two-legged affair still?
I wouldn't mind a trophy.
Is it a two-legged affair still?
No, one leg.
Oh, that's good.
To help with fixture congestion.
Yeah, good. Because even when there wasn't a massive fixture congestion, I used to go, why?
Also, Ed, you want United or City to win it because there's no way you want Tottenham to win a trophy under Mourinho. God, could you imagine? You'd never hear the end of it.
True.
So yeah, it's City or us need to do. Oh, actually, to be fair, obviously I completely forgot that you obviously don't want United to win anything. So you need City or Brentford to win the League Cup.
I'll be honest, I don't want City because City, Liverpool have the record for League Cups. So the second place was City in third. That was 5 years ago. City have like 6 or 7 now.
Yeah, they just win it every year.
Yeah, so it's like, oh well, I don't want City equaling the record. Not that I'm that.
All right, so you want Brentford. You want Brentford. Well, if Brentford beat Tottenham in the semi, then we don't have to worry about anything.
My worst case scenario is literally any of you three of the 4 winning. I'll be honest with you, but I'm not that bothered at the end of the day.
Tottenham would be the worst.
I kind of want Mourinho to prove that he's still a winner, because I wouldn't mind him going, oh well, look, because you know how cheeky he is. He goes, well, I won a trophy at Tottenham. Who else has done that?
Yeah.
Gav, you're muted, mate.
But yeah, Spurs fans will buzz off that as well. They'll be like, we won a trophy. It's the first trophy we won. Who else won a trophy in 2021? No one else. Shut up.
Oh. Thankfully, the final's not until like April now. So when we're 20 points clear in April, I'll be like, well, have your little tin pot trophy.
I need to throw a little curveball in there. Because
Tottenham final with Mourinho winning against his old club, you can see it.
You're legging it down the touchline again.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Respect.
Half-time score. Bayern Munich
2-0. We know. 2-0. We know.
2.
So, Gav, I had them on my ACCA with this City game. I cashed out at £29 when it was 0-0. Like 5 minutes into the game, I was like, you know what? Bayern will mess this up. So I cashed out. I'm sorry.
I said to Sean, because it's the only game that's ruining his ACCA. Suarez scored a 90th minute winner for Atletico. How lucky is that? And I literally just said to him, look, it's 1-9. Why have you even put it on? It's 1-9.
What are you doing, bro? The opportunity's gone there.
Gav, do you know what's more exciting? At 2-0 up, Mainz are still 6-5.
What?
Bayern are only 2-1.
Yeah, so they're 6-5, 11-10, same old shit. They just keep changing it to spice it up.
Yeah, 15-8. Mate, Mainz back Mainz at 6-5, man.
I'm thinking back in the double chance.
Double chance would be awful. It won't even be even money.
I can't believe that. AC are leading, if you didn't know already. 4-6.
No, it's 11-10 on that Sky Bet.
What, double chance?
No, I don't do double chance, man. It's just no money in it.
Unless you dunk on it.
Yeah, unless you absolutely dunk on it, and then that's going to bite you. I don't have the minerals to start putting big dunks on.
You're best off putting on 2 separate bets for a tenner. At 2-1 for Bayern to win and 3-1 for a draw.
And then when they equalise, cash out and then wait for them to win.
Yes, exactly.
Hudson-Odoi has done more in the last 4 minutes that he's been on since any Chelsea player has all game.
He's a baller. That's why. I should give him more opportunity. No, Joe and the Pacemakers. Oh, R.I.P. Monfrere.
Did it run out of batteries?
Oh, you're deep, man.
I'm joking.
Man's just
obviously.
I don't have him on Celebrity Death Watch, though. What? Oh,
I thought he got the ball. There. Apparently not. There's a yellow coming straight out from Phil Mitchell.
I'm hovering over this like 11 to 10 so much.
Oh God, I'm really sorry to everyone involved that is watching this game when I thought he got the ball. Kovacic literally fouls his own player as well. Like he's gone through everyone.
Oh, Billy Gilmore's on the pitch as well.
Came on for Kante, mate.
Oh my Lord, he's gone. He's gone today, isn't he?
Kante was booked. But they said, as he was going off, they said that they mentioned Kante maybe had a hamstring issue, but...
He's getting sacked today, isn't he? Oh, dear.
Honestly, also, I'll tell you what you missed, Gav. You literally missed like a 6-minute spell of City having the ball. And the only reason Chelsea got it... I'm not even joking. The only reason Chelsea got it back is because De Bruyne had a shot that went wide, so they got a goal kick.
Oh, Lord. This is bad stuff, isn't it?
Hey, we've seen 3 goals, mate.
No, from a Chelsea point of view. From a Chelsea point of view, that's what I'm talking about.
He's on borrowed time.
I'll take what I can get with these watch-alongs, I'll be honest.
Who's going to get sacked first? Chris Wilder or Frank Lampard? I think it's Frank Lampard.
Sam Allardyce.
Sam Allardyce. No, Sam Allardyce will leave on mutual consent.
Frank Lampard.
Do you know what Big Sam... No.
That is a promise.
Do you know what Sam does? I promise you what Sam does. When West Brom are about 5 or 6 games away from being relegated or whatever, Sam will leave because he'll say, I'm worried about COVID or whatever. He'll make up excuses and bounce and be like, I've never been relegated. Sam will bounce, trust.
Oh, yeah, because he's giving it, he wants to have, to be fair,
a break, yeah.
He wants to have a break, doesn't he? Probably spend more time with his players.
Spend more time with his pint of wine.
Yeah, exactly that.
He must be thinking, like, what am I doing in this relegation fight? If I'd have just kept my mouth shut and just drank my wine, I'd still be England manager.
Yeah. Yeah, that's actually a true story, isn't it?
I don't know if he'd still be England manager. Like, we might have had an absolutely horrendous World Cup.
We probably would have done. Although, as much as there was like bare banter getting behind Southgate and his waistcoats during the World Cup, could you imagine if Big Sam would have got us to a final? Yeah, pubs and bars in Everton would have been doing like deals on get a pint of wine while you're watching England. Like it would have been banter, like getting behind a Big Sam. Like
yeah, it would have been. It would have been fantastic. I would have been dead.
Everyone has to drink real ales and Doom Bar and just like.
Oh, I like a bit of Doom Bar every now and then.
Yeah, everyone goes down to the chippy afterwards. Like,
everyone's getting their pictures. Like,
yeah. Oh, I'm kind of missing that. Kind of feel like we missed out.
Any pub you
go to, the day where you just go to the boozer,
the Big Sam burger and a pint for £5 while any England game's on.
Oh, can you just reopen the penny?
Why is Giroud even there anymore?
Not in a million years. Never again.
What? So ever since Giroud scored them 4 goals, he's kind of just been like, yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like he just kind of sits on the bench now. It's like I don't understand how it happened.
Look at this. They're 3-0 up and
we can't get the ball
right now.
The box.
Done. Let's bring Fernandinho on.
Get you, mate. Get him. Get him. Yep.
Look at Silva. Like Gundogan turns him. He don't even know what day it is. He still thinks it's Christmas Day.
Giroud, get the card in.
Can't believe it. Get the card in. Oh, I can't believe
Allardyce would definitely have picked Benson and Hedges 100%. 100%.
Yeah, like, you know, instead of having like water on the sideline, it would have been Tetley smooth. Like,
yeah. Like no, he'd just let Vardy have his like a flask of Red Bull on the go. Like it would just be like chaos, man.
What a line of
like the sub, you know the subs when they're warming up and they have those like they're basically like little frubes that they suck on. That's got like, all the gelatin, energy stuff in it. Like players would be stood there eating a Scotch egg before they go on. Like it would just be absolute mental scenes.
Mine didn't work.
I'll never forget. Was it Van Gaal? I can't remember what play it was. It was Rojo. Van Gaal just gave Rojo a banana, and Rojo just ran on the pitch just eating a banana. Like, what's happening? because he was getting cramp, and it's like all the potassium in it's good for you.
Potassium
Good
in
for
it,
cramps,
yeah.
isn't it? Yeah.
Oh,
Wow, look at
dear.
that. City have got no recognised striker in their average positions.
This is embarrassing for Chelsea, man. This is bad.
I got old Timo. Oh man, Timo, this is that sums up your season in an absolute heartbeat.
Poor bugger. Poor bugger.
Mine's going to do this. So.
Yeah, Bayern need an early goal to sort things out.
Timo Werner's running for the dressing room by the looks of it. Oh no, John Stones. Jesus. God, good job that cushion was there.
Yeah, what? Yeah.
Here he comes, Kai Havertz, hat trick.
Yeah, exactly what Brett says.
That's exactly it, though. Oh, sorry, you're about to stick it on.
Oh no, yeah, well, there we are.
Yeah.
Havertz on with the game last. Yeah, no, 100%. But it's just as bad when Pep would do this when City would be 4-0 up. There's 8 minutes to go, and on comes Phil Foden just to get him his game.
Yeah, get the appearances in.
Yeah, a goal like, to make it 5-0, and it's like,
yeah,
maybe next year, our kid. I don't know why.
Yeah, I know you've scored a hat trick for England at the weekend, but we just don't think you're ready yet. Oh, Hudson-Odoi. Honestly, Hudson-Odoi has been Chelsea's brightest spark in this game. Shock horror. Who'd have thought that? Like, but Chelsea did Hudson-Odoi, the dirty man, because obviously
he wanted to leave.
His contract was up, yeah, and they were like, no, we'll play you, we promise. Started him for like 4 games in a row, offered him that deal, he signed the deal, and they were like,
weren't it?
And they were like, back on the bench.
Yeah.
Back on the bench.
We got the money, it don't matter.
Yeah, innit? Sucker, we got
Bayern
you.
Bayern scored.
Bayern have scored.
I didn't go on it.
I haven't done it either, but I wonder if that increases the odds on mine. Should do.
Might won't be able to hold out for that.
Yeah, to be fair, Kovacic, I do rate Kovacic, and he does usually play well, but there wasn't much for him to like. So Kante was supposed to be the actual defensive mind in that midfield, and Kovacic was supposed to be there just to press and basically run around at people. But that City midfield have just made everything look so effortless, and like they've made Kante look amateur. They've made everyone look stupid in that midfield. I don't think you could have put. I don't think you could have put anyone in that Chelsea midfield today, and they'd have come out looking good. To be fair.
Cotton buying at even money.
Yeah, mine's a 3-1. No.
What? And it's 2-1.
Yeah, mine's
buying at even money.
I'm looking fiver on it.
What are you, Gav? Are you getting on that buying?
I think I am. Yeah.
Put a tenner on, and I'll send it to you.
Oh, I've got.
I'll stick a fiver on mine's do it because a fiver returns 20 quid.
You watch Mike score again, and it's 3-1, and it's like, oh, for...
Oh, I'm doing it. Oh. Oh.
Oh, this Chelsea game's got really dry really quick.
Yeah.
AC Milan still doing bits though. Still winning.
Yeah, it's still 1-0 against Benevento.
No, it's 2-0 now.
2-0 now.
So that game's over. Inter Milan won 6-2, so that actually really put the pressure on them. So they're still answering. I still expect it to just start falling off though. I don't know why. It's probably just because of the Arsenal players they've got. I expect them to start dropping points at some point. I think Inter will win it.
Win the title this year?
Inter, yeah.
What AC?
No.
Inter. Did you see? Did you
Inter
see
win
Inter today? They were like a goal
6-2.
down and then won like 6-2. Like they
Well,
just
6-2 in
absolutely
the end, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
Because
because
Lautaro Martinez is probably the hottest like property of a striker in the world at the minute that isn't Haaland.
And he also knows that it's January.
Have you just completely unrelated to football at the minute, but I don't know if you saw it earlier. So basically, Keir Starmer, the Labour leader, has basically proposed to the Tories that it has to be a national lockdown within 24 hours.
I think it should be anyway.
Yeah, it should be. Well, we practically are anyway, aren't we? So.
Indeed. Greetings from Turkey. Bonjour, dude.
Hello.
Worldwide show, 2 Up Top. Follow us on all social media at 2 Up Top Football.
How do you say hello in Turkish?
I don't know. Probably say.
Oh,
hi.
like, he can tell us.
Yeah, tell us.
Answers on a postcard.
Buying a ragging, by the way. Still 2-1.
yeah, I know. I'm keeping one eye on it, but you know,
Yeah,
This is exactly the performance we thought that City would come out with in the second half. Like they're 3-0 up and they're literally just passing the ball around, just killing this game off. Like,
yeah.
even Chelsea now have completely. Chelsea gave up on this 10 minutes ago.
Chelsea gave up on it at 1-0 down.
Nah, but
No, they put a bit of effort in, didn't they? And they
did put a bit of effort in, but they kind of had like a 5-10 minute spell, but when they realised it still weren't clicking, they were out. I think, you know, that 4-minute spell where City had the ball and didn't give it back, that's when Chelsea just gave up.
Don't want to get political and stuff, but I can't help but agree with you, Bretos. I can't help but agree with you.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Especially after that little 8-year-old kid died as well.
Jeez.
No underlying health issues, as we've been led to believe.
Really?
It's just put a lot of families in real dodgy situations. Really.
We can't go anywhere anyway. Just lock it all down, man. We're not going anywhere. We can't do anything. Like, but I said this. I literally said that this week. But I mean, what's more important at the minute? Like,
no, of course I get that, but I mean, like in some respects, they can't win because if they let one of them happen, they're going to get absolutely destroyed. So they're trying to find something around.
Look what happened when they tried to do the eat out to help out thing, and then they literally linked X amount of cases. They were like, yeah, it definitely was.
I'm in the camp of safety first before anything, but I just know for a fact once they let all the businesses around the world and the country fall into complete debt, they're going to get slaughtered by the same people who would have.
Well, to be fair, I work in hospitality and they've been shagging us since the very first lockdown. So,
no, of course. But if it was down to me, obviously people come first. But
yeah.
I would say that of all the industries, hospitality is the one that had it now down the most. And in fact,
I know gyms as well. If you've been to them, they're locked down.
Go to a gym.
I know. I'm trying to beat you up on camera, but they have got it on lock, man. They've been really good about it.
I'll tell you where had it good. Original lockdown, supermarkets absolutely bossed it in the original lockdown. X amount of people allowed in. You have to go up these aisles and that aisle. You ain't touching the stuff. You want it, you buy it. If you don't want it, you leave it alone. And it was brilliant. Yeah. And then as soon as things got a little bit loose again, they shagged it, man. They absolutely ruined it.
Yeah, it's 2-2.
Oi.
Sean, are we happy? Here we go.
Yeah, this is the guy who actually put a fiver on mines to pull through, and they've already bottled it.
I told you, Ed, 2 goals in the space of 5 minutes. I said, what did I say? This game will end 6-2. I still think that Bayern will pump now. Bayern will absolutely pump.
Well, look at the Salzburg game in the Champions League where they were messing around. It was 2-2 on 80th minute, and they won that 5.
And then it finished, 6-2.
That was 6-2, wasn't it? 4 goals in the last 10.
But do you know what I'm really sick of? How cold it is at the minute. No, just cold at the minute.
Yeah, it is chilly.
And I like winter. I always prefer cold over the summer. I love it. But as we were saying yesterday, that there was various reasons why me and you prefer either hot weather or cold weather.
That is answers on a postcard, most definitely.
Yeah. Let's just say you're better for the sun than I am. Like, well, even this light,
you
right
should,
now, I'm getting a tan off it.
Is it because I'm further away from the sun in terms?
Yeah, because you're shorter.
Hello.
Exactly.
What's just gone on?
That looks like some Goosebumps stuff. You look well spooky.
Oh,
yeah, that's kind of cool.
There's the lights on through there.
You had a power cut.
Oh, we've got a part power cut.
Oh, just your lights in, because obviously your internet's still going.
Yeah, internet's still on. All the lights are still on in the living room.
Oh, the fuse is tripped then.
Yeah, back in a sec.
Oh, thank God he's gone.
Yeah, oh, Christ. IP speakers have blown as well, so we didn't hear that.
Yeah,
to be fair,
sorry, I thought
Foden's got 86 minutes, hasn't he?
Yeah, but now he's going to miss the rest of the season.
Yeah, that's it, isn't it? you've had your time, son.
Look, City will keep winning until people remember their title challenges again. I don't think there's much to talk about in terms of City. They've done what I thought they would. Chelsea are now the club who are in the spotlight. Previously Arsenal, now it's Chelsea. Chelsea find themselves 3 points ahead of Arsenal despite everything, despite the influx of players, despite the managers. You know, it's been such a big comparison between particularly Chelsea, Manchester United and Arsenal because they've both got similar storylines, similar scenarios. And the ones which have been criticised the most have probably been Arsenal and Manchester United. Chelsea haven't. So I expect a lot of that to come now.
But yeah, Bayern were 2-1 at half time, man.
So what is it, 3-2 now?
No, but one of my mates was just literally like it's madness. They were literally. You watch Mainz score now.
I cashed out, got £1 back. I'll take it.
Yeah, Bayern are now 2-5 to go on and win that game. Mainz 11-1.
Oh, poor guys. What is Werner? Did Werner just kick the corner flag? What's going on here? Sorry, I was looking at.
Oh, he's kicked the corner flag. His confidence is shot down.
Oh my God.
He is, I'll tell you what he is right now, minus the start. He is the Diego Forlan.
I was about to say, first season Diego Forlan, like, it will start smashing some goals though. Oh, Werner, I honestly feel for him, man.
He's such a baller as well. That's what kills it.
But this is what I was saying earlier, like with the Havertz thing. This is yet another game where it's another appearance without a goal, etc. And people will really start.
Oh, it's gone again.
People will really start hammering in him now.
Not right, is it?
No. I'll do the show in the dark, won't I? Hey.
Oh, Ben Chilwell's in my fantasy team as well. Of course he is. Ouch. Does he get negative points?
What? Yeah, because he's conceded 3, hasn't he?
Yeah, he has. Ugh.
Right. I'm quite confident that I'm not going to miss anything. So I
don't want to think.
Exactly. I'm going to go stick the kettle on because I need to have a coffee before because we're going to jump straight into the review show, aren't we?
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, I'm going to go have a cup of tea after, but I'll wait with Gav to the end.
Yeah, I won't be too long. All I need to do is fill my coffee thing up and bring it up.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
Oh, thank God he's gone, Gav.
Oh my God, who is that? Who is that guy?
Talk some absolute shit. Honestly.
Still got Bluetooth headphones in.
Oh,
well, let me tell you what I really think. Well, that prick.
Cotton out. That's what I say. No.
Oh dear. Well, yeah, this is.
No, okay. Sorry, I thought I just saw something extremely audacious from Pulisic.
Yeah, it's been quite comprehensive.
I'd be interested. We'll probably go more in depth in it on the podcast. We will talk about this in the post-match. I'd be interested to know what your stance is. Someone who's been from a fan base who's been absolutely bantered by rival fans and had a lot of heat and had a lot of divide amongst your own fans regarding Arteta. To now find yourself 3 points behind high-flying Chelsea, air quotations, high-flying Chelsea. Does it frustrate you that perhaps you feel that... I mean, don't get me wrong, I think you've had some deserved criticism, and I think you'd even agree with that. Prior in the season, and it's 3-1. Callum Hudson-Odoi.
Oh, do you know what? That is really damn annoying. Because I've done...
clean sheet.
No, it's not that. It's that I've got all the prep ready to go straight into the show, and that's happened. Oh, that's an absolute wind-up, that is. Oh, my God.
I lost my clean sheet.
Screw you, clean sheet. I've just got serious editing to be done before the... Oh, so annoying. So what's the difference on the... Oh, no, it hasn't updated. Tell you what, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. It's a goal. It's a goal, and that is it. I'm just going to update.
Had in time as well.
What's that? Sorry.
Oh, I'm annoyed by that. Oh, Brett, you got away. Yeah, you got lucky with that one. Fair play. You said 3-1 at the start of the game, but you didn't expect it in that fashion. Don't even bullshit, man. Hey, Alex, you better fuck off. I've just ordered some new sheets, which are going to see no action. I'm telling you that. I bought them just for it.
Where's that bit? Have I downloaded that bit already? Oh, my God. That's so damn annoying. Yeah, I'm not updating the table. Straight up. I'll do what I want.
I'll do what I want. Did you do goal difference?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like all that. Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
No, it's out by a goal. I don't care about that today.
Well, how have you done this table?
Oh, I've just got a special table. I'll show you it at the end of the
You just screenshot it, didn't you?
No, I've edited it and stuff and put it in Canva, you bell. Honestly, I'll put effort into this show, you know.
Sorry, you could have fooled me.
How dare thee? How absolutely dare thee? Is it Callum Hudson-Odoi?
Yeah, it was Callum Hudson-Odoi. What, you put the shift in?
Hudson-Odoi.
Cool, Frank don't look happy.
Oh, I wouldn't be happy about it either. Well, put it this way, what they've got to think about is that they won the second half.
Really? I mean, all jokes aside, that's not what you take away.
They won the second half.
I'm getting far too comfortable, man. Like, I'm just like sticking my feet up the lot. Like, come on, show.
Oh, God, I'm actually livid about that, you know.
Oh, man, these thumbnails looking fresh, bro.
Oh, don't watch about thummies. You've done all right with those as well.
Yeah, I know.
So yeah, it's pretty much just waiting for Cotton to get back.
I know. It's just all about him, clearly.
Is that the top? I've got the top and the bottom. I got the top and the bottom. I got the top and the bottom. So yeah, that was. I'm really looking forward to seeing the Tom Overend absolute meltdown. Which got him viral in the first place, to be fair. I'm pretty sure that it will be going off again somewhere else.
Yeah, completely agree. Where is Con? Man City are fifth. Man. They've got a game in hand as well, so it's
I'm so glad.
Situation with Man United.
I'm so glad that I haven't had to do any amendments on that bit.
Well, what? They're going to sneak in their game in hand?
No, just like if there's a difference, you know, between like points and stuff, and then like Spurs ended up like being in like dropping back down to 5th or something like that, I'd have to amend the whole thing over again because Spurs fans will be on the mad attack with stuff. Go make your tea, Ed. Is the kettle already on?
What'd you say, mate? I must have lost you then.
Go make your tea.
Oh, sound, bro. You just
Go
gonna. All right, sweet.
Go make your cup of tea. So off goes Ed to go make a cuppa in preparation for the review show that we will be having in a few moments' time. And just to remind everybody as well, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. That's a stat that I was about to put up. You don't want to do that. Follow us on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Twitch, Periscope, at Top Football on all social media platforms. You're able to do that. So make sure you can get involved with all our stuff. We've got a number of different shows. We've also got the Premier League show. There's Cotton, who's big face on the Premier League show. We have the Bundes. Yeah, Callum Hudson-Odoi.
There's been a goal cancelled by VAR in the Bayern Munich game.
Oh, okay.
For Mainz.
Is it actually?
Yeah. Goal cancelled in the Mainz. Yeah, Mainz would have been 3-2 up.
Oh, wow.
20 minutes left. What was the Hudson-Odoi goal like?
I was in the middle of sorting out this. Ed's got that one. Ed could talk about the Callum Hudson-Odoi goal. Yes, he can. And we're going to be talking about it very, very shortly on the Premier League review show, as well as everything else that has happened in game week 17 on the Bundesliga show, on the Premier League show. So what we've just seen there is Chelsea versus Manchester City, where Manchester City raced into a 3-0 lead at half-time, before Chelsea knobbed one back right at the end of the game. But that's all we had there. That's all we had there. So yes, I'm really looking forward to seeing what Chelsea fans have got to say. I'm really looking forward to seeing what Chelsea fans have been doing on Twitter and on Instagram, in particular one. Tom, if you are watching the show, send me a message. If you are watching the show, send me a message, and we'll squeeze you on towards the end if you want to talk about what's been happening with your club in particular. It's this Premier League season, it's almost like impossible to attempt to decide which way it's going to go at the moment. There's action everywhere, apart from in 20th place where Sheffield United.
Oh, that's all Bayern Munich.
Oh, lovely. Bayern are leading. And it's 3-2 now for Bayern Munich.
Nicolas Süle, your favourite man.
Oh, I like Nicolas Süle. He's a boy. He's just very, very slow.
Well.
And now Bayern are 1-22 to go on and win this game. The draw is 11-1. And Mainz win is 50-1. So if you put money on Mainz at the beginning of the game to win via Bet365, you would have cleaned up because I had no chance of winning. You were cleaned up because there were 2 goals ahead. And then you put all that straight on Bayern Munich and you'll be having an absolute party by yourself at home, because you should be locked down at the moment. You shouldn't be going to anywhere. There's no pubs open. Apart from that one tier 2 area where there's literally 2,000 people living, which makes me think it's Isle of Man, but I'm not quite sure. I'm not quite sure where that is. Well, I know where my Isle of Man is, but it's more the case of I don't know where the tier 2 area is. There's only one. You got your coffee there, son?
Yeah.
He's got his coffee there.
Fresh packet as well.
So just having a little hang around and just waiting for Ed to appear in the screen before we start. There he is. So it's now time for the Premier League review show.
He's gone again.
Yeah, he'll come back. We've got 30 seconds to go. We've got to introduce it and everything.
Okay.
Calm your tits, son.
Let's go.
Hello and welcome to the Premier League review show, game day 17 action with myself, Gav Mack, Stephen Cotton, and appearing very shortly will be Ed Hall. How are you, Cotton?
Cold, man. It's too cold, and I like it cold, but this is too cold. How are you?
I'm all right. I'm very warm. I'm just I'm having electrical issues at the moment. I had a couple of power surges, but only in the kitchen where I am right now. So we'll see how that happens. And,
Hello.
And how is Ed? Have you got a cup of tea ready?
This is a joke. I actually went and got a bowl of cereal because I thought we'd have a little intermission. So I'm going to be munching, and I hear you going, down. I was like, oh no. I was like,
no intermission. We're staying live.
Did you also hear that it's 3-2 Bayern Munich?
It's all right for some. As long as you two win money, that's all that matters, I guess.
Indeed. Right, let's get straight into the action. We've just done the live watch along of Chelsea versus Manchester City. Chelsea 1, Manchester City 3. The goals for Man City came from Gundogan in the first half. Only a couple of moments later was Phil Foden. De Bruyne, after some really dodgy counter-attacking, not necessarily from City, but just the way it was defended by Chelsea. And then right at the death was Callum Hudson-Odoi. It's a massive result for Man City because of where it leaves them in the league at the moment. But this has major implications on what happens with Chelsea, doesn't it, Cotton?
Yeah, I genuinely, obviously, we were talking about it during the live stream. I genuinely see that this could be the start of the end for Frank, to be honest. I mean, we were talking about their last 5 or 6 results in the Premier League, which now read that they let's just get this up quickly so I get this right. So obviously they lost to City today, 3-1. So the last games they lost to City, they drew with Villa, lost to Arsenal obviously, beat West Ham, but then before that they lost to Wolves and Everton. This is a really bad run of form for a team that have spent a lot of money. There was a lot expected of them. And do you know what? A 3-1 result today, I think it flatters Chelsea. I think it could have been way worse. For them to even score is flattering. And it like a 3-1 scoreline doesn't tell the story. Chelsea were second best in every single aspect of the game today, every part of the pitch. They were really, really, really poor. It wasn't just a loss. It was a bad performance.
It's not great, is it, Ed? Where's your head with that?
I mean, we've already alluded to how they played, and I say alluded, we've just stated facts. They were poor today. But this is an ongoing problem. I think I see that they drew with Wolves, they lost 3-0 to Arsenal. They lost to Wolves,
didn't they? Didn't they? Lost to Wolves. They drew with Villa, wasn't it?
Oh, they drew with Villa, excuse me. But the problem is they've been getting away with it in terms of public scrutiny, perhaps fan scrutiny. Frank's adored by the fans, and I think it's unfair for any club to be talking about the sacking of a manager. But let's take the legend aside. They've spent a lot of money, whether he wanted them or not. That money has been spent, and the results need to come in. They have to come in, and they're not going to sack themselves, so they will sack Frank Lampard. But I don't expect him to be sacked at any point during the season. But if it gets to summer and he's not achieved what he should, expect the inevitable.
You've got to look at managers that are available and managers that not necessarily available but could come in and do a job. Allegri isn't a name that I mention a hell of a lot because it's someone that I really wanted at Arsenal. But if they do get rid of Frank midway through the season, apart from Gus Hiddink, which is always the go-to for Chelsea, I can't see anyone coming in to do a part job. They will want to come in at the beginning of the pre-season, do their pre-season and come in. During the live watch on that we were doing on the previous show, is that Tuchel's name is getting mentioned a lot. I think that is a backward step for Chelsea. I know he's got more experience than Frank Lampard has, but it's not the level of experience that is required at a club like Chelsea.
No, Tuchel, like we were saying, that PSG team were by far and away the best team in the league. They still were managing to lose games, drop points. They lost French Cup finals. I don't think he's done enough there to warrant even being touted to come to the Premier League. And if he does, it's purely because he has a name. He shouldn't be there. Frank was hired because of reasons we've discussed. That Chelsea legend. It is what it is. He didn't have the credentials to to be hired. And before anyone jumps on me, I'll say the same with Ollie. Again, didn't have the credentials to be hired as a Premier League manager. It's the legend and the status of the club that gets them there. If Ollie or Frank had not played for either team, there's no way either of them would have even been in the top 5 running for any of these jobs. So it is what it is with Chelsea.
What's the crap with Kai Havertz? Because Kai Havertz at Leverkusen had a wonderful record. Just having a look at what he did in the last season at Leverkusen. He played 30 games, he scored 12 goals, he's got 6 assists, 137 minutes per goal and assist, per goal or assist for Leverkusen. But it's a completely different story at Chelsea. He's got he's played 15 games now because he did come on today. But before the game today, 14 games, 1 goal, 2 assists, and a contribution every nearly 5 hours of football. What is Chelsea a step too far for him at this stage?
Yeah, it was. I think it was a season or two too early. It doesn't help that he gets played out of position, and the football that Chelsea are playing isn't great and doesn't suit that style of player. He does have to look at himself as well, though. It's not just a case of let's not witch hunt the manager or whatever. There has been times when he hasn't put in the best performance he can. I know he did suffer he had COVID, but I just don't think it hasn't worked well for either party, if I'm perfectly honest.
On the COVID situation, though, Ed, this is a giant victory for Man City, and they were missing 5 first-team players.
I've said it all season. I consider Man City very much one of the title favourites. I think the fact that they had a slightly shaky start to the season benefited them. We've all been looking at the Tottenham Hotspurs, the Chelsea's even breaking into this title challenge per se. And City have just going to quietly go under the radar. They're full of winners of this competition, top quality talent, and they've been with a manager so long they understand the system. And that always goes a long way. And when we're seeing what happens when you don't know a system in this Chelsea side, they were versed in exactly what to do this game. Expect City to be right up there with Liverpool and whoever else is up there.
Before we move on to the next game, I just want to talk about some real absolutely embarrassing bit of officiating, and that was that was in the first couple of moments. Yeah, I was about to move on. Yeah, there was a pass back that was given for the first time in the Premier League in 6th season, I think it was. But it wasn't even a pass back as far as I was concerned. It was on the halfway line, and Rodri's knocked it back to Diaz, who's completely let it go, and it's gone back to Stefan, who's on the edge of his box, and he's picked it up. But the free kick was taken outside the box, which is incorrect in law, and I would like to have known what would have happened if that ball did go into the back of the net, because even though it was a restart, it was incorrect in law, so therefore it could have caused a lot of implications.
Yeah, I mean, where do you even start? Like, I don't think it was an intentional back pass. How can you give what was going through the ref's mind when the free kick was given outside the box? Unless we're sounding really stupid and there was a law change or something that we don't know about, then fair enough. But how you penalising a goalkeeper for picking the ball up in his area, the only place he's allowed to pick it up, and you've awarded the free kick outside the area. So,
the scary thing is, no one seemed to notice.
No one seemed to care.
No one seemed to care. Even the commentators didn't care. No one was tricking their hands up. The players didn't even seem bothered. That's the level we're at in the Premier League.
Unless we're being stupid and we've misconstrued a rule or whatever, but I don't even know anymore. And there was another moment in that game that pretty much summed up the game, and it was Timo Werner taking a corner. Now, I at first thought he kicked the corner flag. Do you know what he actually does? He's taking a corner with his right foot. I think he's trying to take it quickly and kicks his left ankle. He kicks himself.
Oh my Lord.
Even worse than kicking the corner flag. He literally kicks himself and almost injures himself, which sums up the day for both Chelsea and Werner, who had another abject performance. Kante was really bad as well.
on that from Werner, because I didn't realise that's what happened. We'll definitely
Sorry,
move
but
on.
obviously, before we move on, they still have the Chelsea players they've possessed the last 2 seasons, mostly, bar Hazard. But I think he's probably been gone about 2 seasons now. They could still play the system of old and do much better than what they're doing right now. Is there not a time to maybe go, okay, I'm just going to stick XYZ players on the bench until they feel more used to the system and just revert back to what was already working?
Yeah.
Or is that just admitting failure? Is that just admitting failure?
That would be taking a step backwards, wouldn't it, in their eyes, sort of thing?
In their eyes, but I'm sure the board only cares about where they're moving up the board.
Well, that's the management thing, though, isn't it? That's what I would say with that. Also, on Sunday, the 3rd of January, was Newcastle 1 and Leicester 2. The goals came from Maddison and Tielemans, and one back for the first goal in 10 years for Newcastle at St James's Park for Andy Carroll. I'm trying to think when he scored last anyway. No, I'm only joking. It's not that bad. But all 3 goals in this game were all pretty tidy. And I was a big fan of that, especially Jamie Vardy's inclusion on the Maddison goal, not making a couple of people before squeezing it back and then slotting that one home. Tielemans on the edge of the box hit that first time, it's gone cruising into the back of the net. And then Andy Carroll's first time hit, in that situation, you normally expect him to be, getting his head on it, but he was in the right position to volley it home. But it's another defeat for Newcastle, and I know that Newcastle fans bag on Steve Bruce. In fact, I don't know a Newcastle fan that defends Steve Bruce.
That's very true. That is very true.
Why do they hate him so much? Is it because they were spoilt with the fact they have Rafa there?
Yeah.
No, the whole mentality of the club's been in different places, so I'll give him credit on that. I think Steve Bruce has actually done a good job. He does a sufficient job with that team. I think actually a few of the most recent performances haven't been up to scratch. I'll give him credit if they were to start criticising him now, but it's kind of them situations where they just weren't happy with him and they're never going to be happy with him. That's just how it is. This game was pretty dry up until the second half. I won't lie to you, though.
Yeah.
It took a moment of magic from Maddison to actually get it going. Leicester push on. Newcastle still stay in the danger zone.
Both goals were pretty good, to be honest.
Yeah, I liked it. Yeah. What does this do for Leicester and their confidence? Do they think that they're in a title challenge?
Of course they are. Of course they are. Everyone's in a title challenge if you're up there in the table, because no one can get a run of games together. The moment you see a club get a run of 4 or 5 games together, they'll probably be the title winners. But no one's doing that yet.
Yeah.
I don't really think there's much to talk about on this game. I really don't. other than that. So we will move on. There was meant to be another game today, which was between Burnley and Fulham, but that was called off for COVID, as a number of games have been over the last little while. COVID or weather. That's the main premise of things. So let's go into Saturday's games, and a position that looks potentially untenable, but I don't think it should be as bad as that, is the situation at Sheffield United. Crystal Palace, they ran out 2-0 winners against Sheffield United. The goals came from Jeffrey Schlupp after literally 4 minutes into the game, and then Brichi Eze, he scored right at the death. This is quite a professional performance, I felt, from Crystal Palace, boys.
Yeah, they got in, got the job done, got out, sort of thing. They never looked like they were in any trouble, and I don't know whether that's completely attributed to Crystal Palace being tight and well drilled, or were Sheffield United just that bad they didn't offer anything. But Palace, games like this, they've got to they'll be looking at points for this, because they're not a million miles away from being in trouble themselves. So yeah, great result for Crystal Palace.
Ed?
Yeah, I don't think Crystal Palace had to do much. I mean, let's be honest. Sheffield United play bad, they lose. They play all right, they lose. If Sheffield United play well, they lose. No, that's the truth.
No, I'm not laughing at what you're saying. I'm laughing at what you're saying, but I'm laughing.
So as that goes on, and you still find yourself on 2 points bottom of the league, that fight back and that belief just dwindles and dwindles. And it seems now the moment they go a goal down, it's over. And I think maybe they should start all mentally prepared for. I think they are. In truth. They know they're in a terrible situation. Crystal Palace have good individuals who can perform brilliant moments of magic. the Palace are what they are. I mean, it sounds generic, but they were always going to be favourites in this game, especially at home. But Palace have been a bit up and down of late, so we can actually judge them on the other games that come up, not Sheffield United.
And
This,
what does this do for Sheffield United? Like, is it the media that are bigging it up more? Do you think Sheffield United have any intention of getting rid of Wilder?
Not at all, and they'd be
No,
really silly.
we love managers getting sacked. The media, not us, but it's sells papers. I say sells papers. That's not the point anymore. But you understand the saying. It's like half the time, I bet you these managers ain't even considered to be sacked until the media starts getting it circulated, and they go, "Yo, should we be doing something there? Should we be sacking this guy?" Like, because you know how it is. The media is the worst thing in football.
What about Sheffield United? I mean, like, well, they are going down, but like one good thing to come out of it is a debutant, 16-year-old Antoine Hackford. He came off the bench. He got himself 10 minutes or so towards the end of the game. Is this the thing that Sheffield United should do now? Just like blood some kids and like just worry about what's happening for next season?
Some kids. They brought. Excuse me, I've took my headphones out. They brought a bloody 20 million kid.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah. I think.
Kids
I
ain't
think
the answer.
If you're Sheffield United now, you get, like you said, you get all your ducks in a row. You make sure that you're. I know there's still half a season left, and you wouldn't really want the mentality of if you honestly admit defeat now, you might as well just not even play any more games. But they will be knowing that it's coming. So I'd get everything sorted. Just carry on the way you're playing. It worked last season. I don't think there's any turning it around, but I don't think any knee-jerk reaction. Like, honestly, right, this is why they shouldn't sack Wilder. They sack Wilder tomorrow. Who do they bring in? And does anybody come in and keep that Sheffield United team up? Not in a million years.
He knows them all individually. He knows the system. He knows the club layout. That's your best option in coming back up.
And yeah, exactly. You want him there next season when you're down there. That there shouldn't be there shouldn't even be the question. In this game though, the Eze goal is absolutely just
He's danced through 3 or 4 people from the halfway line and just walked through, and then he's got to the edge of the box, and you're thinking, well, are you going to feed it or are you going to put it just literally just drill it top bins? No, just opens his body up and just passes it into the bottom corner. I think the way he's taking that, he's taking that like a true, seasoned pro, and he's quite a young lad himself, isn't he? What is he, 23? Something like
he got rejected by a lot of clubs, didn't he? As a youngster,
and also he was at Millwall, but Millwall played like a 4-4-2. It didn't work for him there. QPR thought they had gold on their hands, but when a Premier League club comes for someone like that, then you've got to let him go. You've got to let him go.
He's 22.
He's 22. Loads of time on his hands. Absolutely loads of time. Right then, where shall we go to? Yes, let's go to this game, the 6-goal thriller that I thought was going to be 0-0. Brighton 3, Wolves 3. And this game, when Wolves went 3-1 up, it's like, well, that's game over, isn't it? I'll put the darts on.
Should have been.
I want the arrows on, man.
Any game that involves Brighton is just like they either get a goal in the last minute or they concede a goal in the last minute. Brighton don't just win or lose. I'm telling you, like they can't. Oh, I'm so
they never look comfortable, do they? Connolly opened the scoring with a goal on 13 minutes. I thought he took that really well. Just nicked it away from Rui Patricio. But that's his first goal at home since he scored a brace against Spurs. That is not good enough. That is like well over a year ago. So I don't know whether they're putting too much pressure on him or not, but I don't think he's going to ever light it up, in my opinion. But Wolves came back. They bounced back. They didn't mess about. Sai's header was brilliant. Looped right into the corner before Dan Burn scored a brilliant own goal and gave away a lovely penalty. Now, like, I was on the phone to Stephen when I was watching this game, and me and you at the same time were like, Dan Burn, what are you playing at, mate?
I'm surprised they checked it on VAR. It's like, why? Like, he's literally, the guy's already got away from him. He's lunged in, and then Burn is literally on the floor pounding the ground because he knows he's done wrong.
Probably find his inner Sammy Kafour.
Honestly, this game, with the utmost respect the quality of the football and the goals and just the general this game was so hard to watch. Like the goals are all sloppy. They're all either defensive errors or rebounds or deflections. It wasn't great, if we're being completely honest.
A draw was a fair result.
A draw was a fair result. One thing I would say while we're touching on Wolves, I know it's really, really early days, but Fabio Silva at Wolves, I'm not buying it. I know he's still really young, but the problem is there's a difference between bleeding the youth and there's a difference between throwing this guy in the game, in the deep end, every game, starting him. And again, like we were saying earlier, if he goes another X amount of games without a goal, then it starts mounting up and then questions are asked and stuff. He does need to be bled into the Premier League, but now and then sort of thing. And I think they're putting way too much pressure on this guy to be their goal scorer. Obviously, Jimenez was one of the most important parts of that Wolves team working, and he was keeping it ticking. But honestly, I'm not buying it. We spoke about the other day saying that now that Diego Costa's knocking around on a free.
No, don't do it.
No,
Do
but
Definitely do it.
6 months contract at a team like Wolves. Literally, by the time Jimenez is back, Costa can move on. Fabio Silva might learn a little something from him. It wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. But looking at Wolves, I don't think they won't be able to push for Europe or do anything without a recognised, experienced striker in that team at the minute.
Yeah, but another year in the Premier League, they only get richer, don't they?
Yeah, I suppose, but you want to keep the forward momentum, don't you?
I'm seeing a lot of Wolves fans. I don't know if they're drunk or not. They may have had a few too many over the Christmas and New Year period. But there's talks of sacking Nuno.
Okay, I'll have him.
I think that is so outlandish. Look what he's done.
Easily been one of the best managers in the Prem for the last 2-3 years. No way.
3 years now.
They're having a dip of form. That is all it is. I don't think that. Honestly, I don't know where their heads are gone. But football is a fickle world.
It changes.
Yeah,
it changes. But come on, man! They've look what they've achieved. Look what they're playing at.
Ranieri happened. I mean, I know that was a whole other situation you can dissect. But when did you become too big for this manager who just won you the league? Money talks.
Yeah, but they won a league and then they were floundering somewhere else. Whereas Wolves, they're still knocking around in the top half. What?
No, I agree with that.
Progression. It is still early doors.
There is no loyalty.
One manager that they won't be looking at is Sam Allardyce, who's having a wonderful time at the moment. He's conceded 12 goals in just 3 games, 13 goals in 3 games, let's just say. It didn't help him. It was West Brom 0, Arsenal 4. Now, I looked at this game at 7 o'clock and I thought it was going to get called off from the snow, and I think West Brom would have appreciated that happening. The goals came from Tierney, Saka, and a Lacazette brace. No goals from open play. So all goals from open play, and no goals once again from Aubameyang. But it was a really, really professional performance from Arsenal yesterday. And I just want to talk about Kieran Tierney's goal first of all, because that was
that was rude.
Absolutely sexual. Absolutely sexual. This doesn't really mean much in the grand scheme of things for Arsenal, though, does it?
No, it does. It does. Of course, it does.
It does. But it needs to be taken cautiously. You were playing second from bottom. They honestly, from minute one, Arsenal you played some lovely football. I was literally first time I was enjoying watching Arsenal play for a long time. It was 75% Arsenal were just on it. They looked on it, and the other 25% was West Brom just made things so easy. There was a lot of defensive issues, and just everything was just way too easy. Tierney goal is an absolute outrage. Don't get me wrong. Way too much time and space. I don't know why he was allowed the freedom of the park, but
West Brom were so predictable when they were attacking down the left-hand side. They kept on running to a point where they were still on the left touch line, but probably about 10 yards out from the probably about Yeah, probably about 30 yards out or so, and then cut inside, right foot cross. It was really, really predictable from West Brom.
Yeah, it wasn't great. It wasn't great at all. It was just you can see why they're in trouble. And I genuinely think I thought this when he took over, but Big Sam's record of not getting relegated is pretty much wrapped up and gone. I think.
Yeah, it's looking pretty hairy. But no, I have to echo you. I'm not just saying it as an Arsenal fan because you know what I'm like anyway. But it was very it was very easy to watch Arsenal yesterday. They were actually quite enjoyable. They were passing around. They had the confidence. They wanted to work for each other. I thought Ceballos made Xhaka look really good yesterday by the two of them just working in tandem, understanding each other's game. It was nice to actually see Arsenal put a foot in a few times as well on challenges rather than standing off players and having like sort of like a zonal defensive mentality even high at the pitch. So no, it was really good from Arsenal, I thought. But yeah, West Brom, I think they're doomed. I think we thought they were doomed before anyway, but I think they would have stood a better chance if Slaven Bilic was there.
Yeah. They deserve it.
I'll be so happy about that.
West Brom deserve everything they get now. Honestly, like I need the way for them. Like I wasn't gunning for them to go down, or I didn't care if they stay
I
up.
like
But
Bilic, though. I kind of wanted him to keep him up. It's pretty
but now after they've done this, I hope they go down. I honestly do. Like if it's karma.
You know, Bilic is then you can moan that they probably could have got more of a result.
He deserved the opportunity to keep him in the Premier League. He got them there. He got them there. Yeah. That was his job to lose, and he didn't do anything, in my opinion, which was worth losing the job. You were losing against teams which are vastly better than you in the top league in the country.
And also picked up a point against Chelsea, picked up a point against City.
Doesn't mean that you're Premier League standard.
Yeah, he picked up a point against Chelsea. Yes, it was from they were 3-0 up, but it's still a point against Chelsea. You would have taken that before the game started. He picked up a point against Liverpool. They are currently the league champions. He picked up a point against Man City, who only won the title the season before that and are arguably second favourite to win the league this year. They lost 1-0 to Tottenham with an 88th minute goal from Harry Kane. They lost 1-0 to Man United. So when they have lost against the more elite sides, they've put a really good account of themselves under Slaven Bilic. So, it's a decision that I'm not very au fait with, but it is what it is, isn't it? Right then, it's time for this.
What's Everton?
Everton 0, West Ham 1. It's that time again where Everton go on a bit of a run. They picked up 4 wins on the spin, and then they come against the West Ham side who aren't exactly enjoying themselves. They're doing well at the moment, but the last few games they've been a little bit iffy. So what do? They play at home. Oh yeah, and they lose 1-0. Brilliant, classic Everton. This is.
Classic Everton, yeah. West Ham, it's Souček again. Like he has got to be one of their better signings in the last 5-10 years. Like I swear to God, this guy pops up everywhere.
I love him. I absolutely love him.
I think he's really good. They got him for pretty much a snip as well, didn't they? What, like 6, 7, 8 million or something from.
Listen, Everton's form and Everton's Arsenal players warrants, a Champions League run, but nothing more than that. They are far too inconsistent to even be spoken about in a title run.
Oh, 100%.
It might be nice some weeks you might think, they're second, but they will not be there at the end of the year. But this is the best. This is the best Everton side I've seen since maybe Moyes, maybe.
I don't even think the Moyes team was actually all that. This is the best Everton team that I've seen in my lifetime. But no, even under Moyes, they finished 4th once. They finished 6th once or twice. But most of the time, they were still yo-yoing between mid-table and like just above relegation.
Have they finished in the top 4 since Moyes?
No, they finished in the top 4 once, and that was the season when you won the Champions League.
We won the Champions League. Yeah, we did.
Piss off. But yeah, Everton. This is the whole reason why we have a section called "What Are Everton" on our show. It's as simple as that. What they just done there, and Everton fans will come at me and be like, "Oh well, what do you know? You're an Arsenal fan," as in me directly. It doesn't really matter what team you support. Yeah, exactly. It doesn't matter what team you support. You can look at Everton every year and be like, right, this is Everton. This is what we expect here.
I never bet on Everton to win. I'm not. It's my Sky bet. And if you never look at Everton, I'm going to stick that on my acca. Because you have no idea where you're going to go.
No. The most unpredictable side going. They have a decent squad this year. I still think they can make a couple of additional... well, in fact, what additions would you make apart from goalkeeper? Because obviously that's an obvious position. Man for man, they've actually got a pretty decent side, and they've got one of the best managers in world football, arguably one of the best managers ever. If you have a look at his CV. So
they don't need to look for anyone in the January transfer window. If they want to add some more squad depth, go for it. What they've got and what the players know of the system works. You know, this is a good enough side to challenge for top four. Don't go messing with that. You haven't got any massive injuries to compete with. But in the summer, you might want to look at another attacker because you've got a lot of right forwards, left forwards. Let's be honest, Alex Iwobi, Theo Walcott, they're not really that elite level. They've got good centre mids, but they could probably do with some actual quality out wide to provide when Calvert-Lewin ain't there.
I reckon Theo will go back to Everton after his loan spell. Do you reckon he'll stay on at Southampton?
Probably stay on at Southampton.
Yeah.
I would as well, to be fair. Souček, he signed for 15 million. He was on loan. It was a loan to Dubai. Slavia Prague, indeed. Yeah. The second team of Prague as well. It's Sparta Prague, who are normally the number one guys over there. So that's really good scouting from the Everton network, from the West Ham network there.
He's only 25 as well. I know he looks about 32 and he's seen it all, but he's only 25.
I think if he continues in this vein of form, this will be his last season at West Ham, and fair play to him because he'll go on and he doesn't necessarily have to go to like a top 6 club in the Premier League or something. You know, I don't think it would work in Spain. I could see him being in Italy or in Germany, most definitely. I think he could go somewhere with it. He's a good player, and he does everything that you need in the middle of the park as well. And I really like that. He's got lots of energy. He's absolute threat in the air. So yeah, that's that one there. But let's talk about Man United. Let's go Man United first, and then we'll talk about the Spuds at the end. So Man United 2, Villa 1. Little bit of controversy in this game. The goals came from Martial. Traore equalised, and then seconds later there was a penalty which Bruno Fernandes scored. Was it a penalty, Stephen Cotton?
For me, it is, yeah. But and that's everyone's just gonna think I'm saying that because it's like United fan. I get it, right? If you've just been on Twitter or whatever and you've scrolled down and you've seen the zoom, like you've seen he's tricked himself, right? I can understand out of context why you think it's not. If you watch the whole incident as the build up, like the throwing comes in, Luis tries to step across the front of Pogba, like you can tell he's trying to like put him off, and there's contact. Yeah, Pogba's leg ends up clipping his own leg, but there is contact from Luis onto Pogba's ankle. Now, the problem is that it is a penalty because it's soft as ice cream on the sun. But the problem is those are the ones that have been given for the last year or two. The problem is it is a penalty. The problem isn't that it's been awarded to Manchester United. The problem is that in the Premier League at the minute, that is a penalty, and it's soft and it's awful, but it is what it is. And it's just boring me now because we have to say it every week. Like, it does make me laugh that we're boiling so much piss that everyone's getting so angry about United getting penalties. But it's like, what do you want us to do? Like, there has been some suspect ones, don't get me wrong. Every single team in the Premier League this season has had a suspect one. Every single team has had a few suspect ones over the last 2 seasons or whatever. Cool. Of all the 36 penalties or whatever it is we've had since Ollie's been there, if you showed me a video of every single one of them, there is probably 2 or 3 that I'd say to you, that's lucky, probably shouldn't have got that. But then the rest of them, just stop fouling us in the box. Like, what do you want us to do? Like we've got attacking players like Rashford and Martial, right? The thing is, those two have such inconsistent end products, right? Defenders shouldn't even go in on them. Wait for them to shoot. They probably won't even hit the target, or they'll only just make a save out of the goalkeeper. But people keep fouling. It is what it is, and it's also really easy to forget that the decisions we don't get, or any team that doesn't get. Mings, we should have had a penalty before that. Mings just absolutely UFC elbowing Pogba off the ball in the face, never made an attempt to play the ball. Mings has got previous for being a bit naughty. That wasn't given. At the end of the day, like I said to you, because we spoke about this the other day, what are we supposed to do? Is Bruno Fernandes supposed to step up to the penalty spot, roll the ball out for a corner and be like, sorry, Jason1789 on Twitter says that we're getting too many penalties. So what are we to do? I mean, you think it's a bit soft, don't you?
I don't think it's a penalty. Ed, what do you think?
I think it is a penalty.
I don't think.
Are you basing it on? I don't think it's a penalty if I was refereeing a football game. Or
if I was refereeing that,
that doesn't mean shit. Do you know what I mean? Like, no offense, but that doesn't mean anything.
I think it means everything. It means everything, because from a referee's point of view, do you give a free kick? Do you give a penalty in that situation? I don't think I'm the one in control of that game. I don't think that's a penalty. I'm not giving it.
But the referee did give it instantly. Didn't even think about it, and then they VAR'd it, and they have there's no qualms there either. So
yeah, I don't see it. I'm sorry. I do think you should have had a penalty for the situation that you alluded to before. I don't know whether that had any bearing on the situation or not.
But
I don't know. But
the thing is, man, and it's it sounds like I'm a sport little kid or whatever. But we sit here and we talk about it, and it's like the media. We've already said before. Your man from the Sun, what's his name? Samuel. I can't remember what his name was, but he literally last year he literally said, print a story about United, it'll get you your clicks, it'll sell you your papers. Doesn't matter if Liverpool have just won 5-0, that'll be a little column in the back page, and then the rest of it will be whatever's happened at United, because it sells papers, right? So at the minute, there's this narrative that, United with their penalties is so corrupt, blah, blah. We've only got one more penalty than a few other teams. Leicester have got 4 more penalties this season than us.
Leicester have had more penalties.
Mate, honestly, last night, Richard Keys and Andy Gray, I know he's called him David Gray, Babylon. But they literally did a thing on BN Sport or whatever channel they're on, nearly 2 minutes, trying and discussing why Man United are getting these penalties. How can they have this many in 2 seasons? What is happening? Why is this such a... Liverpool had the same thing last year. Do we, has everybody forgot? Is everyone their memory that short, that Liverpool had this exact same situation last year where they got a penalty and it was Liverpool. Every game there was a decision that went their way pretty much, and it was they're buying the league. Now we're back winning a few games, and it's back on us, and it's just
it's Manchester via United. We know this.
Yeah, Bruno Fernandes, which also Bruno Fernandes, including his penalties, is. Oh, hold on, let me find the stat, because it's actually a really good one, and it will take me 2 seconds, don't worry. The stat is, here we go. So, if you remove Bruno Fernandes' penalties, he'd still be the top goal-scoring midfielder in the Premier League with 6 goals. And if you only used his penalties, he would still be the top goal-scoring midfielder in the Premier League. So...
Is he better than Kevin De Bruyne?
Four boys at the minute.
He's having a better season, I think. He's having a better season than Kevin De Bruyne.
He's having a better season.
But people are talking, is he better than Kevin De Bruyne?
I don't know if they're similar players. It's going to sound really silly because they play in a similar position, but I don't know if it's really comparable. I mean, at the minute, I know who I'd rather have in my team. That's all I'll say on it. But
it doesn't mean anything. I would say Patrick Bamford's having a better season than Kevin De Bruyne. Do you know what I mean? It's they've probably been on the same level for the last 18 months. Probably slightly in more favour of Bruno Fernandes, but you can't take away what Kevin De Bruyne has done for the 3 years prior to that.
Yeah, I'm with you.
They're probably both at the similar level, very different, but just as consistent for their teams.
Indeed. And you mentioned Patrick Bamford. Christina, she messaged via YouTube because
you tell her to do one, like we said. I'm joking.
To be honest, I thought she disappeared off the face of the earth. And then when I saw that message, I was like, "Oh no!"
You have changed. You have changed.
Delete the
You
video.
have changed all the social media handles and stuff, haven't you? We've blocked her and we've changed it to Top Football England or something. Like we've changed everything so she can't track us down, right?
I don't know who you're on about.
You know how this is match at week 3. It's just
Don't know what you're talking about.
Patrick Bamford has scored 10 goals, 10 plus goals now. But he didn't get on the score sheet this week. No. The goals came from Harry Kane, Heung-min Son, and just after half time was Alderweireld. And obviously the press are still banging on about how much of a joy Leeds are to watch this season. This is a big result for Tottenham, but I am really, really wound up with the opening goal because it's come from a penalty.
But it doesn't matter because it happened to Spurs and it wasn't United. So like, literally, have you actually seen many people moaning about this or any of the pundits talking about it? No, nothing. So go on, Gav, take it away. Why was this penalty so stupid?
Right, so Alioski has made a challenge outside of the box with Harry Kane?
No, Bergwijn.
Bergwijn, sorry, it was on Stephen Bergwijn, wasn't it? He's interlocked legs with him, and it's gone to VAR, and a penalty has been awarded. But even on close administration, even on observation from many people all over the world, and it's been on Twitter, I've done stills, the challenge and the contact happened fully outside the box, not making any contact with the line of the box. Now, the line of the box, if you make a challenge on that situation for the attacking team, it will constitute in a penalty because on the line is in the box. This is outside of the box, and even with VAR, with stills, it's shown outside, yet a penalty is given.
It was that far outside the box that when Alioski had fouled him, Alioski takes a step forward after fouling him, and Alioski's feet are still outside the box. That's how far Alioski is outside the box. He fouls him, takes a step forward, and he lands after the tackle, and he's still outside the box. And it's like, it's funny because before the game, Mourinho made a snide little comment like he does, saying about Kane that he doesn't need penalties to score 10 goals. And to be fair, I can't even make this joke because this penalty was outside the box. But Mourinho moaning about players scoring 10 penalties. It's like we get penalties because we don't spend the whole game camped in our own box and having our striker playing CDM. So there's a little bit of a fight there. But
now,
it's not
feel free. It's not a penalty, and feel free to go to the Two Up Top page because I have just retweeted it. Cotton did send me the tweet the other day, and
there's
I
even
have
better
just
ones.
retweeted it.
There's even closer ones like. TalkSport posted one where like it's not even close. It's so stupid.
It's not close. In fact, I can't see it anymore. Has it been removed?
Maybe.
Yeah,
It's probably been removed because it's so controversial.
I'll find one and I'll tag
Find it.
it.
I'll retweet it.
Yeah,
But
I think Tottenham, you've done your game plan well. You need to get back on the bandwagon. Congratulations. Leeds need to take some criticism.
Yes, they do.
Yeah, they do.
Take some criticism. They conceded way too many goals this season.
Yeah, it's like they could lose 7-0 and go, "Oh, they did play well."
But that's the thing. That is even becoming like a meme in itself. Like everybody knows that the press are doing it. It's absolutely scandalous. It's literally like, well, Leeds have lost 3 on the bounce and they've lost 8-0 today. But it's such a breath of fresh air to see them play an exciting, expansive football. But when a different team that's in a relegation zone does that, it's like a bit naive. That.
Yeah. Yeah, they've automatically become media darlings after being hated by everyone for a number of years. Yeah, it's lovely to see them back. I really think it is lovely to see them back.
Yeah, but here's the thing: we talk about them like they're like this. I know they're a big club, but we talk about them like now they're back amongst one of the top teams. They're 12th. Right, okay, that's not grand. That's not terrible. We've seen teams like Sheffield United. We've seen teams like Wolves. They sit right near the top 6. That was far more. Wolves did the same thing. The thing is, it was a bit. I don't know why Leeds get far more praise for their attacking football. To be fair, it is good, and it is.
They're a big club. They're a big history. They've got a big history.
Big history, without a doubt. And I'm not telling you to start putting 10 man behind the ball, but bloody defend. Jesus. It's basic football, man.
No, you're right.
I did just see while I'm looking for this picture. It was on TalkSport, and it was literally like with the little drunk emoji. It's like literally nobody knows why this back pass was taken outside the box. So a few
It's
other
been
people
acknowledged.
Yeah,
That's good.
but Spurs, it's another good win for Spurs, man. As horrible as we like their football, and it was a bit of a soft pen. The rest of the goals were good. Spurs just quietly doing their thing. They do play better, and they do get better results when it's under the radar, when they're not literally being bigged up, because Spurs are Spurs and they will Spurs it up. So if they're left to their own devices and just not put in a title picture. I mean, look what happened when they literally were like, everyone was like their title contenders. The 3 or 4 games, they just went down the pan. Like, it just went out the window.
Yeah,
but now,
on action. And then
now you leave them to their own devices, and they trundle on and they keep grinding out results. So fair play to them.
Let's get that table up. Right, so let's have a look at this end of the table. Arsenal are top.
Hey.
And
we can't see how many points they've got either, so like it could be false.
Oh yeah, Leeds are second in the league. That's why everyone's bigging them up so much.
Yeah.
And in 10th place is Sheffield United. Right, so Sheffield United in 10th place, having not a bad season. No, Sheffield United rock bottom, worst record of any Premier League team ever at this stage. Even Derby in that record year where they only picked up 11 points, they had 6 points by this stage of the season. So it's not looking great for them. 2 draws, 15 defeats. They've only scored 8 goals and conceded 29, but it's not the worst defensive record in the Premier League so far. And that lies with West Brom, who've conceded 13 in their last 4 games. They are 6 points from safety. Fulham occupying the 3rd relegation spot. But they have got a couple of games in hand. They were meant to play against Burnley today, who are currently sitting 16th place on 16 points, but that was called off due to COVID measures. The rest of the bottom lineup like this. So Arsenal are top of the bottom. I just want to say that, on 23 points, alongside Leeds, also on 23, Wolves on 22, Palace on 22, and a game back is Newcastle, and they are on 19 points. Now, if we have a look at the top of the table, it's just as tight as it is in the bottom half as well. So Liverpool, they are top of the league. They are playing tomorrow against Southampton, who are in 9th position. Liverpool occupy top spot alongside Manchester United. As you can say at this stage of the season, they are joint top, but at the moment, on the moment, you can say that.
No, we can't. We're not joint
top. Yes, you can. You're joint top.
Joint on points, but we're not joint top.
I'm setting the narrative so we can go, look at you.
Yeah.
At the top of the league. when you were joint top. And then Leicester, they picked up that win against Newcastle today.
Leicester in joint 3rd there.
They are... No, they're just in 3rd. So they're on 32 points.
No, they're joint. Look, they're not...
With who?
They're not... With Tottenham. Oh, I thought we were just completely dismissing goals and points and stuff. I thought we were just saying anyone's joint with anyone. Like, I just thought we weren't going on a league.
Such a fraud, Stephen. Such a fraud.
We're not joint second. We are
in 4th place. In fourth place is Tottenham on 29 points, and joint with them on points is Manchester City. Manchester City in 5th. Everton in 6th, and then Leicester is Villa and Chelsea, Southampton and West Ham who complete the
Chelsea,
top
who are only 3 points ahead of you now.
Exactly.
And I know there was some Chelsea.
Back.
I know there's some Chelsea fans giving it the big one to the Arsenal fans about relegation battles and stuff. Yeah, so they need to. The Chelsea fans need to calm down with the bants, I think.
Next week is FA Cup action. Looking forward to that. FA Cup 3rd round. We'll have a little roundup of all the Prem clubs that are in the FA Cup. But in the meantime, we have got the Bundesliga show on Wednesday, and we might throw a couple of shows or do bits and bobs in the meantime, because that's what we do. And we do what we want at 2 Up Top. You can subscribe to us at 2 Up Top Football on all social media platforms, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Twitch, all the others, YouTube in particular. You can listen to us on Spotify, Apple Music, Google Play, Caster, Acast, wherever you want to listen to us, wherever your main podcast provider is. And wait to get to that point where you can say, "Hey Alexa, play to up top football?
Should be able to do it now, surely, shouldn't it?
I was looking for hip hop songs on Amazon when I said
I'm a
that.
dreamer, but
Look at that.
Oh, no.
Alexa's just stereotyped you, Gav, and I'd have a word with Jeff Bezos, mate.
Alexa, stop.
He wants hip hop, does he? Do you know what? I've only just clicked who we've got in the FA Cup on Saturday as well, which will be very interesting.
who have you got?
We've got Watford,
Ooh, the Danny Iron Derby.
and we have
You want to do a watch along for Man United, Man City in the League Cup?
no, because I want to
No.
enjoy watching it, and it stresses me out trying to do it. Like, do you know what I mean? It stresses me out trying to. I might do. See how I'm feeling tomorrow. In fact, yeah, we will, because it'll make really great viewing when I have a meltdown.
Yeah, well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right. Yeah.
Well,
All right.
obviously, make it happen.
We'll do that then. We'll do that.
brilliant. Okay, then. Well, that's it. That's it from us then for this week. On the I was going to say the Bundesliga. Stop saying the Bundesliga show. But in the terms of Bundesliga, Bayern did win 5-2, which is great news for
So
our
I was close with
pockets.
my 6-2 there.
What almost happened. It almost happened. Really looking forward to that happening. But it's such a shame. I'm going to put my feet up and watch the darts. Oh,
Quickly before we go, it's we do this every last minute of the show. It's called Stephen's stat before we go. Since
we'll get a
the
jingle
start-
made for you.
Yeah, since the start of December, only West Bromwich Albion and Sheffield United have lost more Premier League games than Chelsea. See you later, folks.
Oh, and on that point, Gav Mack, Stephen Cotton, Ed Hall. I say Southgate out. What about yourselves?
Lampard out.
Anyone got a pen? Need to sign Foden's report card.